This week on Gridlife Digest, we talk about music games, our favorite background TV shows, pitch our dream Star Wars Anthology films, and rank our favorite songs of all time. Next. Welcome, listeners, to episode 7 of Gridlife Digest, the culture and gaming podcast, and the number one Drunken Burger King Shake podcast. My name is Noah Friskop, and joining me today is Elijah Shaw.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
And Emma Myers.
What's up, guys?
Every Wednesday, each of us chooses a topic for conversation, and we recommend a piece of media for the group and audience to check out. You can get the show on iTunes, YouTube, and now Google Play every Wednesday, and be sure to check out gridlifedigest.com to see all the content in one place. While you are at it, follow us on all of our social media platforms at Gridlife Digest on Twitter and at Gridlife Digest Pod on Facebook and Instagram so you never miss what's happening. Quick housekeeping. Our very own Micah Benfed is down in Seattle at PAX West getting the scoop on some sweet upcoming game releases and will be on next week discussing his impressions straight from the event. And can I get a nice pregnant pause for the Closet Studio, see our Instagram, who passed away alongside the horrific pains that occurred when I recorded in there. I finally have a new desk and chair, so I don't have to die every time I record. Rest in peace. It was serious. Like 48 hours after recording, my ass would still hurt from this stupid chair.
Low-key, that's me sitting in any chair, though. So,
So suck it up, me.
right?
Okay, I'll leave it at that then. In that
They
case,
make those weird, like, those super thick purple plump things that you're supposed to put in your pants that like add cushion
to
your
yourself.
rear end.
That's plurple. It's hard to say plurple. You just like carry one around everywhere. Just like
in your pants?
Oh yeah, you just slap it on in there, get it superimposed to your skin.
Just slap
So
it
like
up.
a fake butt?
I mean,
It's just a little cheaper.
just a little cheaper. You don't have to go get the expensive surgery. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
Yeah, I mean, I would be if I still had to sit in this chair, but luckily those days are behind me. So, what guys have you been playing? What have you been playing? Jesus Christ, it's
We'll
late.
talk about the guys.
We'll talk about the guys that we're playing. Dream Daddy.
Ooh. So I've been playing XCOM 2,
That's right.
and let me tell you, I'm as hooked as I was when I was playing the other XCOM. I think it was Enemy Unknown.
Yes, that's the reboot.
Yeah, and I'm not great at it, but so far I've managed to keep a vast majority of my people alive so far.
Are you doing
And I'm
Iron
very
Man?
proud of myself. Oh, hell no.
Hell
I'm
no?
on, like normal.
That's the only way to go. That's the only way. It's like I like to. I say that, but I'm a total pansy. Like I do rookie difficulty and then Iron Man. So it's like you still get a little bit of difficulty, but it's a little bit more slanted in your favor. Like I don't know, the dice are cast toward your direction usually. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm playing on normal and I'm still reloading like
it's
for
hard.
hours while
Like,
I play.
It's significantly harder than Enemy Unknown. Like I beat that, not Iron Man, but I barely save scummed at all, and I still wasn't able to finish that guy up. Hardly anyone did. Like you look on the trophies on PSN, like hardly anyone's finished that game.
Man, yeah, that was tough. I couldn't finish it either.
Oh really? Yeah. Well,
No way.
That's why the canon ending is that you lose, and then that's how we got XCOM 2, how it is,
Yeah.
which is cool. It's really cool. Yeah, I've been playing that too, getting back into it. I just every so often I get like the XCOM itch, and then like nothing else will satisfy me, so I have to jump in there. And I also got the itch for my other infamous itch, which is the Metal Gear Solid itch. So I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5 on PC with mods. It's fantastic. Big Boss has his mullet, not the ponytail. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that, and also Mario plus Rabbids, which also feeds into the XCOM itch. So I'm getting just two doses of satisfaction this week.
That's what got me Mario X Rabbids. I needed to play something like that.
You haven't gotten it yet?
No, XCOM is my series of choice for that type of game.
I mean, yeah, I'm really enjoying Mario Rabbids, but the XCOM is the main course. Like that's the appetizer.
Oh yeah.
I really hope people after playing Rabbids will go, hey, I want to sink my teeth into something a little bit deeper. I want to see what the XCOM is all about. Because the more people that play XCOM, the better. Just give it to everybody, and then watch them die. I made I made all of the Gridlife Digest cast in the game, and so far, Max definitely has been the worst. Like, his shots never land, even though they're always like just completely like straight on. Wouldn't be hard to hit at all. I haven't found you yet, Elijah, and Emma's has just been an absolute tank. I believe she has 100% shot accuracy. So congratulations. It's been.
See, I feel like it's pretty accurate. Like, if we all went and played paintball or something, like, Max would probably be the worst.
Yeah. And then Micah would just be like spraying everywhere. He's a grenadier class, so he has the big old minigun, and he's just firing off rounds. And then my character has been just kind of okay. Like, he's been hit or miss. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had like a 100% accuracy character like for as many missions. So I'm very, very much appreciative of your character. That's pretty much it. How about you, Emma? What have you been playing, if anything?
I've been playing a lot of the new Call of Duty beta this weekend.
How was that?
Yeah, how's that?
I have very conflicting feelings on it, just because, I've been playing Call of Duty ever since I was a little kid. And when I first started playing it, it just didn't feel right. I know it's kind of like a weird thing to say, but like, it didn't feel like Call of Duty. It reminded me a lot more of Battlefield. Like, there's a lot of elements of Battlefield 1 in this game.
Really?
Yes. The bayonet charging is like copy and pasted from Battlefield 1.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's pretty funny.
But the game looks gorgeous. The more I played, the better it... I don't want to say the better it got, but I think I just got used to it more.
Okay.
It was just... it's just a lot different, Everybody's loving it. I, at first, hated it. And I hated the fact that I hated it. But
I should love this.
Right. But it's getting better. I think, it just takes some getting used to, just because we haven't had a Call of Duty like it in so long.
Really long time.
Yeah.
World at War, right? Wasn't that the last historical one?
World at War would have been the last one, which came out a long time ago. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, it was like 11 when that came out.
No, Black Ops was 11.
Oh.
I honestly think it was, I think it was like 2007 or 2008.
No, it wasn't 2007 because that was Modern Warfare 4, or Modern Warfare Call of Duty 4.
Then it would have definitely been 2008.
Yeah, because that was follow-up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I
was in like middle school when that came out, I remember.
Yep. Confirmed 2008.
Confirmed. We got it.
But other than... Continue.
I was going to say, I remember vividly playing through that campaign co-op with my dad. So, and that was like, it felt like yesterday. So, man, time flies.
It's
I played World at War
it's so
on
good.
The Wii.
Oh, man, dude.
And it was pretty fun, to be honest.
I've seen
I feel you, though, because I played Call of Duty 3 on the Wii. And it is kind of fun, actually, having to hold up your arms and, like, aim and shoot the gun.
Yeah.
But man, it takes a toll. It's tiring. You can't just sit there and play it for hours.
Oh, yeah. I was playing Metroid Prime, and I felt the same way. Like, I just got tired of pointing and shooting.
That's why I cannot wait for it on Switch. Because, like, I love Metroid Prime 3, but if we can get those games on Switch with, like, actual controls, just, man, blissful. I don't know if they will, though. I don't know. We'll see. At least 1 and 2.
Yeah, probably never.
Maybe not 3. I'm holding on for Virtual Console, GameCube Virtual Console, so we can get 1 and 2 at least.
It needs to just come already.
Seriously.
Like, for real. That's like one of the reasons I haven't got a Switch yet, is because I'm waiting for Virtual Console.
Totally valid. It's like they want to keep selling these classic consoles is the problem. It's like I'm really excited for the SNES Classic, but man, I just want them on Switch.
Right. I just want to be able to like play those games on the go. Like.
Give me Wind Waker. Give me Super Mario World. Give me all those games. I'll buy them. I'll buy them all
Twilight
individually.
Princess,
oh my god, dude! Twilight Princess on Switch would be fantastic. If they can even just re-release the Wii U version that I never got to play, that'd be appreciated. Again, like we've said a million times, just re-release the entire Wii U library, please. Nintendo.
Right, for real.
Just give them all a second life. I can't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do you guys think they'll make a Wii U Classic one day?
One day, I don't see that happening.
100 years from now.
100, yeah. Remember this old relic of history that nobody bought.
Maybe it'll be like the Dreamcast, because the Dreamcast was kind of a flop when it came out,
Yeah.
but now it's seen as like this ancient fossil that had potential.
It had some good
It was
stuff.
actually pretty innovative.
It was too. Yeah, that was the
when you think
problem.
about
It was too innovative for its time. Honestly.
Yeah.
The Wii U kind of had the same problem though.
Yeah.
It was like the Wii U is totally, it's like in between the Switch and the Wii, like both literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Didn't the Dreamcast come out all like in between weird, too?
Yeah, it had like a little mini screen on the controllers,
Yeah.
like online capability.
That
It
was,
was
way
pretty
ahead,
wild.
way ahead of its time.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to. What is like the?
It's one of
game?
the only consoles I don't actually own.
Best-selling game, Sonic Adventure. That makes sense. Man. Sega. I haven't like seen this thing in like so long. Just the wacky ass controller with the little screen
I
on
see
it.
the controller all the time when I
Oh.
go to Vintage Stock.
Is that like a
That
local
controller.
store?
What now?
Is that like a local store for you guys?
It's not necessarily local, but it's more in the Midwest and South. It's
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
basically GameStop, but it also sells old games and comic books, and like that's where I go to get my Yu-Gi-Oh cards and
Oh, gotcha.
stuff like that.
That
So
sounds cool. Yeah, we don't have anything in
Yeah.
Idaho, so if I sound ignorant, I apologize. We don't have like, I mean, we have GameStop and stuff like that, like the really big stuff, but we have not that much other stuff. Man, the Dreamcast is not a pretty looking system. It's like kind of a PS1.
But it got the job done.
It got the job done. You could play Sonic. Was that Shenmue? Was that the system that was on?
Shenmue is PS1, I believe.
I thought that was a Sega thing. Shenmue. Let me.
Really?
I want to say, yeah, it was Dreamcast. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
really?
not crazy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It probably would have helped it if it was on PS1. Huh. That was a trip of memory lane.
Man.
What are your favorite Dreamcast games?
I think I played the Dreamcast maybe twice in my entire life, and I forget what game I played, but I begged my mom to buy it for me, even though I didn't have a Dreamcast, because I didn't understand like how consoles worked. So I tried to put it in my PS1, and it just didn't work. So
Rip.
I forget what it was, but that must be my favorite Dreamcast game.
Just the experience of putting it in your PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about the original Soul Calibur for me. I mean, that game is fantastic. I mean, do either of you care about Soul Calibur?
I never really
it's
got. It's a
cool.
fighting game, right?
It's the best 3D fighting game in my opinion.
I just remember seeing like posters. Is that the one that where like you could play as Yoda and like all those?
Yeah, so Soul
Later
Calibur,
on, yeah.
Soul Calibur 4 on the PS3 and Xbox 360. If you got it on 360, you could play as Yoda, and if you got it on PS3, you could play as Darth Vader. So naturally, I got it on PS3, and it turns out Darth Vader kind of sucked. So, but then he eventually brought in Yoda as a DLC character, so you can get them both. But yeah, they had all kinds of crazy like guest characters. Like I think 2 had between Xbox, GameCube, and PlayStation 2, it had one of the characters from Tekken. It had Link from Zelda, and it had Spawn. It's like the most weirdest like grab bag of characters. And then 3, I don't think had any. Yeah, he was cool. He was probably the best out of the 3. I remember I was like so sad because I wanted the GameCube version for Link because I was like really young at the time, but my dad wanted it for Spawn, and we've got it for Xbox, so I had to deal with Spawn for a while, and then later got Link, and he was just like a total badass. So I'll never forget that. But yeah, and then Soul Calibur 3, kind of the weakest link in my opinion. I don't remember it having any guest character. And then there was also one on the PSP that had Kratos, which kind of fits, I guess, without the blood. So check that out. And then yeah, 4 was the Star Wars stuff. There was like Star Wars stages too. It was really weird. It was super jarring, but still cool at the time. And then 5, which it's kind of overlooked as like not being very good, but I enjoyed it. It had Ezio from Assassin's Creed, and he was a fantastic fighter. So yeah, just a weird series, but I love it so much. That's the extent of my Dreamcast knowledge. Any other things you've been playing?
I was in a Halo
Uh,
5 tournament today.
How was that? How'd you do?
oh yeah,
It was, it was really fun. I low key hate Halo 5, but like it was just fun to go. Um, I'm more Call of Duty than Halo. I don't really play a lot of Halo, but it was a lot of fun. It was at the Microsoft store. It was just, one of those free to play things. And
Yeah.
there were some really freaking dope people there. Met a lot of dope guys. Um, I was playing with my friend Isaac from school. We completely annihilated the first team we played. Just like we won like 25 to like 5, 25 to
God
8.
damn.
that's right.
And then the round 2, then we left, we ate Taco Bell. And then round 2,
It's the only way to go.
Yeah.
right. Round 2, we ended up losing round 2 against a team of twins, which was interesting. But it was one of those things, like if you've ever played Halo 5's multiplayer, it's very inconsistent.
I actually really like the multiplayer. I in hindsight really dislike the campaign, but man, that multiplayer I got tons of hours out of.
Yeah, I'm just like, I am one of those hardcore, I only like the, Reach was like the last multiplayer I really had fun with.
Oh yeah, no,
And
I'm with you.
that was like a long time ago. But we were getting really bad hitboxes. I know it's like excuses, like we totally got outplayed,
It's
but
the
like,
hitboxes, man.
we definitely had like awful hitboxes that game. But I mean, it was still really fun to go. It was my first time. I used to play a lot of game battles, Call of Duty, but this was my first like real tournament in an FPS game. Like I've gone to Guitar Hero tournaments that I've won and stuff like that, but
Damn. God, you're like so much better at games than me. It's not even funny. I could never even.
I just like as a kid, like that's all I ever did. I mean,
I played the hell out of music games, and I like seriously like untold amount of hours, and I still couldn't even touch some of these
I
guys.
would never enter any sort of competition for a video game.
Guitar Hero is definitely my favorite just because if I had to say, like, if I was ever asked, like, what video game are you best at, it would definitely have to be, like, Guitar Hero Rock Band.
Damn.
I just love competing in Guitar Hero. I usually like to play around at least an hour and a half to 2 hours of Rock Band every day. But I mean,
See,
that doesn't
that's
really
commitment.
happen a lot. But, like, I just want to get better. I see these videos of these kids that are just like tapping the buttons and playing songs at like 300 the speed. I'm like, dang.
Yeah,
Like I can't do that. But like,
those guys are crazy on YouTube. Just go look up on YouTube. Just crazy, just Rock Band Guitar Hero players. It's just mind-boggling.
but I also play to like have fun. Like I want to play the songs that I like. Like I don't just want to button mash just a button mash.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But like, I don't know. I'm ranked number 1 in the world on a lot of songs on each Rock Band and stuff. So
That's awesome.
Green Day Rock Band most on 360.
That doesn't surprise
Just
me.
because I mean, I can't tell you. There was one summer that I literally every single day I would just play Green Day Rock Band from like morning till evening. Every single day.
How fucking hyped were you when that was announced?
See, this is the funny thing is I wasn't a Green Day fan. This game came out in 2009, I think. Or
Man.
2010, actually. 2010. It was the year after 21st Century Breakdown came out. And I wasn't really like a Green Day fan. In fact, I thought it was stupid because like 2009 Beatles Rock Band came out.
Hell
So I was like
yeah.
hardcore in my Beatles phase. Like I may have talked about this when I talked about Green Day. I don't even know.
I
talk
don't
about
think
Green Day a
so.
lot.
Yeah, I don't know if you have talked about that. Go for it.
Walking into Walmart and they have those like things by the door that show like this CD's coming out or this movie's coming out or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was Green Day Rock Band, and I remember being like, wow, freaking Green Day has their own rock band. Like, they're not even good. They're not even famous or anything.
They're not even famous. I mean, like, I would argue they're
Right.
not good, but like, they're definitely famous. Got how the tables have
And
turned.
this was back in 2010, right? So, like, 21st Century Breakdown came out. It's like 21
They're coming
Guns was
back.
really popular, and yeah, I just didn't really, I was just hating to hate back then.
Oh yeah,
But man, like Green Day Rock Band is actually what really got me into Green Day
really? Huh?
because and I'll save this story for my topic because it kind of goes hand in hand. So
All right,
I'll wait for that.
all right. I just want to give a shout out to Guitar Hero Metallica. That was probably the one I put the most hours into, in terms of the specialized ones. I didn't play too many of them, honestly. There was a Van Halen one. There was the
Yeah,
Beatles.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. The Aerosmith one wasn't good.
Yeah, Aerosmith.
Um.
Lego.
Oh yeah, that.
That
Oh,
was Rock
I
Band.
totally forgot that existed. Holy shit.
Yeah. Hey, that game had a very good track list.
It had a better track list than Rock Band 4, so
Yeah. The.
Rock Band's 4 track list is god awful.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we got some
In
Blink
fact-
Shout out to Lego
182.
Rock Band.
It's got
I
DLC support.
paid $90 for the version of Rock Band 4 that I have, which is like the Rivals expansion. And then I paid $15 to import my Rock Band 3 songs.
Assholes.
I actually,
Yeah, what the
right,
hell?
I know, it made me so mad. I was like, for real? Like,
I already
literally
bought
have my
these.
Rock Band 3 disc right here. I've spent over $300 on DLC Rock Band songs.
I mean, there's so
Jeez.
many songs. Like they had a song every week for like years.
Yeah, and I still have a wish list that still has like $400 worth of songs in it.
There's too many songs. Like there's almost anything you could ever want at this point.
They even have like the Bed Intruder song, you know that one?
I
Like hide your
probably
kids,
ma-
hide your wives.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's on Rock Band,
What the
and you best
fuck?
believe I bought it.
I bought the Cartman version of Poker Face on Rock
Yes.
Band 3, I think.
How much did you think they had to
So-
pay to get that license?
That
Probably not
version
enough.
probably not enough. I'm looking at the I'm looking
also-
at the Lego list right now. It's like pretty good. I'm
It's
especially
very similar.
I'm especially interested. I don't know who Brian Adams is, but there's a song
Oh,
called
Summer of '69.
Summer of '69. Oh wait, no, yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, I know
That
that song. I know that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking something. I just didn't know the name. Like immediately, like after, like for some reason when you said it out loud, like the song came into my brain. I was hung up on the '69. Yeah, that's a good set
Summer
list.
69.
You got some Queen. You even got Korn, which would be super weird coming out of Legos.
Which is it coming undone?
It's
It's,
word up,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
which
cover.
that's probably the one that makes sense that they would put that one of all things.
They should have put a Y'all Want a Single.
I don't know if that would go over well
Lego
at all.
singing that? Are you kidding?
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
I mean it would be amazing. I just don't know if they'd be down for that. I don't know. That man, I want to see that now. If they can get Lego Rock Band 2 out here, I appreciate it. Just get that.
Make it happen,
or,
Harmonix.
Band.
or Lego Corn Rock Band. it's all
The
corn songs.
crossover you've all been waiting
Yeah.
for.
Oh my god. I can see the cover art in my brain, and it's fantastic.
Me too. Oh my god.
I've totally lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going. I'm totally distracted. Guitar Hero Rock, Guitar Hero Metallica. We're not even in topics yet. Elijah,
My
what?
favorite
Oh, sorry, go for it.
Guitar Hero is probably the first one,
Really?
but I think it's just because I have so much nostalgia playing the first one. I mean, because there was something said, like, I remember we went on vacation once and I brought my PS2 just so I could play Guitar Hero. And I remember specifically being very, very upset because I could not beat More Than a Feeling on easy,
More than a feeling.
Oh.
I played
which
that.
like blows my mind now, because I'm playing like, Through the Fire and Flames on expert and everything like that. And it's just kind of cool to look back on, though. I mean, the first time playing, like beating all the songs and then playing Bark at the Moon was like the finale. Like the last set of songs was like Cowboys from Hell, Frankenstein,
Mm-hmm.
and like Bark at the Moon, like all they're so freaking good.
There's some good tracks here. I didn't get into Guitar Hero big until World Tour, which is crazy. It was just like the investment of getting all the equipment.
Yeah.
Speaking of which one was it? More Than a Feeling. Wasn't that on? I want to say that was on Rock Band 2.
I think so.
'cause
I never
Yeah, one
really
or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really played the first two Rock Bands because when they came
No,
out,
you're missing
I
out.
was like, wow, these are such rip-offs of Guitar Hero. But now I like way prefer Rock Band
Even though
to
like
Guitar Hero
it
now.
went from like harmonics with their stuff like Amplitude to then ripping off, then going into Guitar Hero, and then like harmonics coming back and like, all right, no, we're gonna take back the genre that we started. So
Right.
it was kind of a weird like turnover. But yeah, I used to play the hell out of More Than a Feeling on drums. That was like it was so therapeutic. Yeah, I was big into the drums because I'm a percussionist, but like I loved playing Rock Band drums.
You should try to play because I play expert on everything. Expert
brag about
drums
it.
on I know. Look at me, I'm so good. Um, expert drums on Green Day Rock Band is freaking hard as crap.
Oh yeah, no
like-
way.
Which one had the double pedals?
Oh, I wanted the double
Oh,
pedals
God.
so bad, dude.
I don't even know. Imagine playing like Van Halen songs on drums, like Hot for Teacher.
Oh, that song was
it has,
hard,
like-
dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
it's
man.
it's hard enough on guitar. I can't even imagine trying to play it on drums because it would be impossible without a double pedal. But
Yeah, no, those are songs that I had wiped on, like definitely while I was playing drums, because I remember, yeah, like raging over that song in particular. God, that song sucks. I'm getting like the nom flashbacks of fucking Guitar Hero and Rock Band, of just me just wiping on drums because like these the double kick pedals are just ridiculous.
I just remember like I would just grind out sessions of Rock Band on drums, and I would be like completely drenched in sweat by the time I was
Oh
done.
yeah, you're not
And
doing it
my
right.
leg-
You're not doing it right if you're
my
not.
leg would be like actually dead.
Yep. Yeah.
The
Just
first time I ever played Rock Band and got on the drums, I snapped the pedal in half, and it was my cousin's like drum set, so I felt really bad.
it's so easy. They're so like they're so fragile, and like you want to just
Oh,
go
yeah.
and get into it. Yeah.
The Beatles one is sturdy as crap though, which it
Really?
better be because that bundle was $300. I had to
But
beg
that sexy
my
guitar, though.
dad. Right, so you get the Beatles like drums, and then you get the guitar that's a Hofner bass, like the one Paul used. I actually have a real Hofner bass. I really love it, but yeah, it's just crazy. Like $300 for
All right, that
drums,
that
a
guitar is pretty. I'm looking at it right now. That is
And then they released replicas of George Harrison's Gretsch and John Lennon's Rickenbacker, which I really wanted, but they were like $90 a piece, which again is absolutely crazy, especially back then.
those are pretty though. I'm looking at them all right now. Those are very nice.
The one that I have now, it's one of the new ones, so it's more sturdy, and the neck actually folds, so it's like easier to travel around with, and I really like it. But I definitely still play because I got Beatles Rock Band on Wii and 360, but I got it on Wii. I got the bundle on Wii, and that guitar and that drum kit are still amazing. My 360 drum kit is so shot, like the green pad doesn't work, so I went out and bought like the cymbal extensions, so like I can only play the green note on the cymbal.
I was just about to ask about the cymbal extensions and if you got them or not, because I always wanted them, but I never got them.
Oh yeah, they were actually really freaking cool. So
It just doesn't feel right without them. Like especially the Rock Band set. Like the Guitar Hero, the World Tour set had like shitty cymbals on them, but the Rock Band
yeah,
one
well,
never
it was
did.
like one of the actual notes was like that only cymbal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I tried to use my old Rock Band drum kit on World Tour, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, you can use the
literally
World Tour
have-
one on Rock Band, but not the other way
Right.
around.
I literally have 5 drum kits, I think.
Oh my gosh.
I have
Jeez.
the PS2 drum kit. Actually, I think it's 4. The PS2 drum kit, the Xbox 360 drum kit, the Wii drum kit, and the PlayStation drum kit.
I didn't know there was a PS2 drum kit.
Yep, because Rock Band 1 and 2 came out on PS2.
Did not know that. The more you know, music games. Do you think they're ever going to come back? Because I feel like they tried, but then they kind of just
They
flopped.
tried, yeah. If
Right,
anything,
like
Guitar Hero might make another one with their new guitar, but that's
I
it.
bet they probably will. I just think, the whole new idea was interesting, but like long time Guitar Hero fans kind of hated it. I hate that 3-on-3 guitar. It's just not my cup of tea.
I appreciated that
And
they
Not a
tried to
fan
innovate,
either.
but it was kind of
right,
off-putting.
exactly. And Rock Band 4, like the initial track list was so bad, and it was just like it killed the game.
They want you to
Like
spend
it
$400
really
on
killed the
tracks.
game. Right, which I have done.
Yeah.
But
That's awesome.
see, I have Rock Band 4 on PS4 and Xbox. I never play it on PS4 ever, but like on Xbox I have all my downloaded songs and like yeah, so it's the initial track list it has some good songs, but like it's completely mediocre compared to others, I guess.
We had a pretty great track list between all the money we spent. Because there was a time when I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Circuit City. I don't know if that's common. Again,
Yeah.
we're out in the fucking desert out here. We don't know what's spread or not. So they were going out of business, and so we bought a ton of Xbox 360 points cards for really cheap. So we just bought a ton of Rock Band music. Probably not as much as you have, but still a pretty sizable amount. Just like picking through the giant catalog with the horrifically slow scrolling in the Xbox 360 menu, just picking out stuff. So yeah, we had a lot, but definitely not anything too crazy. There were still so many I wanted to get.
I would always have to talk my dad into buying songs, so that entailed him sitting down and forcing me to buy his 80s hair metal band songs because he was the one that was paying for it.
I mean, that's a good trade-off. I mean,
Shout out to hair metal.
Right, but for real though, like through that, I was introduced to like so many like Motley Crue songs, like Def
Hell
Leppard songs and
yeah.
everything. So, it worked itself out. Those songs have freaking killer guitar too, so
oh, yeah, absolutely. Let me see.
Man, Motley Crue on Rock Band. Oh boy. Oh boy.
You ever seen them
Dr.
live?
Feelgood.
Dr.
Oh, no.
Feelgood. I saw them live once. I was actually working one of their concerts for a high school band event, basically like doing like concessions with the local venue. And so they were here, and he did I can't remember the drummer's name, but he like got up on like a track and like went upside down,
Yeah,
and, like,
they
in
go
circles and
upside
shit.
down.
It's crazy. I was only able to see a little bit of it, but man, like those guys are. I believe that was their last tour. Like I think they're done now, but
Yeah,
it was
they
crazy.
I think they just finished my dad's seen them so many times like throughout the 80s until now.
Hmm.
Like I think he saw them last summer and it was their last tour. And yeah, he always talks about he goes every time Motley Crue or Def Leppard's come to town, he's been there. So
Nice. Yeah, it was. They're definitely performers. Like they know what they're doing. It was really cool to see. Even if I feel like some of their music is so, but it was a fun time, definitely.
It's gotta be fun.
So if we don't have any more, so this is kind of its own topic in and of itself, music games. But Elijah, what's your topic?
So my topic is, what are shows that you feel like are just really good background shows? Or like, what are your favorites?
It's like background
You know.
noise.
Yeah. Like, what do you put on when you're trying to do homework, but Netflix is a thing, so you also have that going at the same time.
The answer is always Triple D. Just give me Guy Fieri. That's all I really need in life, with as far as TV.
yeah,
And
Food
that's my
Network.
go-to.
Just
too.
Food
Any
Network.
food shows. Yeah. Chopped. Man,
Oh my
Chopped.
God. Shout
Cho-
out to Chopped.
I've seen
bro.
I've seen way too much Chopped.
I've
like-
seen literally every episode.
Oh, really? Like that is the epitome of background show for me. Like I don't hardly pay attention to any of it, but I've seen so much of it. Like I couldn't tell you who all is on it, but man, that show. Food Network.
It's weird for me because I always go through phases. So like I went through a phase where I would only watch like Food Network, like whether I was just like going to bed like to fall asleep to or whatever. So I would do like only Food Network for like 3 months, and then I would watch like only the History channels, like Pawn
Oh
Stars
my
and
gosh, I love that. Pawn
Ooh,
Stars.
yeah.
That is my
right.
other answer. That is it. I've seen so much Pawn Stars.
It's
Oh,
just great,
it's so good.
to just sit back and just kind of, yeah.
Just the formulaic
Um,
nature of it. Just like, I don't know how much it's worth. I'm going to call my buddy and we're going to get a price in here. All right, he gets the price in here. Chumley says something stupid. Then he gets arrested for drugs, and then it's a whole other thing. Man, Pawn Stars. I haven't watched. Pawn Star. I'm having like a nostalgia trip right now. Fucking Pawn
oh
Stars.
yeah.
Uh,
Also, HTV for me. So like House
HGTV.
Hunters.
Yeah,
Yeah, HGTV, House
Oh
Hunters,
yeah.
Property Brothers,
that's
all
like
those types of
that's
shows.
all that my mom watched for like several years, which was just HGTV. So yeah, I've seen just so many. Man, I feel like I've watched more shows than I've previously let on in the previous topic about TV shows. I've seen so much House Hunters. It's insane to think about now.
So much House Hunters and so much Property Brothers. Like,
I mean,
uh,
shout out to those guys.
Yeah, I have their
yeah.
autographs.
Oh, you do? I can't even tell.
I do.
Fantastic. Did they like just like come
That's pretty
to a
cool.
like a seminar or something?
They have. One of my friends actually met them. I didn't actually personally meet them, but yeah,
How long has that show been going?
longer than you'd think,
Brothers.
actually.
So I know it's like always been there, like in the back of my brain. But season 25.
They're on so yeah. I just saw
Holy
that.
crap.
Fuck,
Oh my
dude.
god.
But it's
Granted, they do like 2 seasons a year or something like that. So
They started in 2011.
that's crazy. How does that happen? How short are these
That
seasons?
makes no sense.
What?
The
Okay.
math doesn't add up.
Okay,
There.
this nothing about this adds up. I was thinking, man. Okay, my bewilderment kind of got shot down there. I was like, season 25. Like, are these guys like 50 years old? But no, it's okay. 2011. Huh.
Not that old.
All right, we have to like do the math on this. Like, how does this work?
So they're twins,
so
right?
that was
Yeah,
6
they're
years
twins.
ago.
How
So
do you
that's
get?
about like 4 seasons a year.
But how do you do that? Like,
Yeah.
how does that work? I just want to know like the logistics of it. Like, how many?
And they do other shows too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like buying and selling, which was like a game show almost, like a reality game show. Or
Yeah, it
not
kinda
buying and
works.
selling. They had a reality. They've had like 3, 4 different shows on at one point.
God, these guys are probably so fucking rich.
Oh yeah.
Man, Property
God.
Brothers net worth. The show is just me googling shit. Property Brothers net worth.
They
Did-
probably own Canada right now.
20 million combined net worth.
Dang.
Pretty respectable. Have either of your families ever tried to win the HGTV dream home ever?
Every single
Every
year.
single
Like
that was every single year for a few years.
yeah, every single year, like my mom and all my aunts and my grandma, they all like enter that.
God, there's some gorgeous houses though.
The Lake Tahoe home, which I think was like, God, like 2, 3 years ago now, was like amazing. They all are, but
I totally recognize this one. Yeah, man. Could you imagine living there? Christ.
also shout out to the ID channel because that's like all I watch now.
No.
What is
It's
that?
like it's like true
Investigation,
crime, yes, like
discovery.
investigating murders and everything like that.
It's
murder
investigation
porn.
discovery. Gotcha.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda, Homicide Hunter, is like my favorite person of all time. I have his life-size cardboard cutout.
Oh
It
my
costs
God.
$40.
That's fucking awesome. And just regular Discovery Channel. Like that's the other one for me.
Oh yeah, Josh Gates, man.
Gold
Destination
Rush,
Truth,
Gold Rush, Deadliest Catch.
Expedition Unknown.
Any Mythbusters shout out, of course.
Oh yeah. Big shout out to the Mythbusters.
That's a good. I actually, I don't know if that can qualify for this topic though, because I actually actively paid attention in that one. But like Gold Rush and Deadliest Catch, they were just there.
That's like
Yeah.
me and Golden Girls though. Like Golden Girls is my favorite TV show of all time, but I would still put it on to like fall asleep to every night on Hallmark.
after a while, yeah, you just kind of like how the formulaic nature of it.
Because, I mean, shout out to Hallmark. Like, you got your Golden Girls and then Frasier right after it.
I mean,
And then
what more could
Cheers
you
and then I
want?
Love Lucy. I mean,
What
dude.
more could you possibly want there? You know, and Dirty Jobs.
That's the lineup. Oh, Dirty Jobs. All right. I'm going to bring up something. I don't know. You kids are a little bit younger than me. I don't know if
Yeah,
you're
so
big
sorry
into
about that.
this.
Sorry about that. Don't youth shame me.
But Cash Cab.
Oh yes,
Oh my God.
I
yes.
love Cash
I
Cab.
watched Cash Cab
I'm not
every
that.
day,
I'm not that young.
7th and 8th grade.
Man, I haven't thought about any of these shows in years, and now I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love Cash Cab. There's
For a
Just
while,
game
I
shows
only
in
had
general.
like,
yeah,
but like educational game shows, you know,
yeah.
for me.
There's another. What is the game show I'm thinking of? There was, I'll try to think of it. But yeah, man, shout out to Cash Cab.
I mean, Game Show Network in general is just amazing.
Didn't Guy
Family
Fieri?
Feud.
Guy Fieri had a game show. What is it called?
Really? He did. It was like,
Minute to Win It. That's what it is.
yeah, Minute to Win It.
Yeah,
that's
that, I
what it
love
Yeah.
that show. Just I love. If I could have a cardboard cutout of anybody in my room, it would be Guy Fieri.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree with that statement. A cardboard
Minute to
cutout,
Win It.
an autograph.
An autographed
Signed
cardboard
headshot.
cutout. Yeah, just a.
See, I just want that of Tommy Wiseau, so.
I mean, doesn't PewDiePie have that? So we can make that happen.
Yes, I know. I want it so bad.
Doesn't he sign everything you buy on TommyWiseau.com or whatever?
I think so. He has nothing better to do, except he's actually making movies. Tommy Wiseau, again, just continuing with the googling. I would legitimately buy one of these just to have. He's got a post. Okay,
Just to
I haven't seen
put
the.
in public bathrooms.
Yeah, just to like spread them around, just spread the love. So I didn't see that he has posters. Oh, it's just like the room.
Oh God.
I
does.
would frame a poster of the room. Not gonna lie.
I am obsessed with posters. I'm definitely getting one.
There's a Redbubble page for him.
Of course there is.
So that means you can probably buy a shirt or a bed tapestry just with his face plastered all over it.
There's so much. Just go to the Redbubble. Just Google Tommy Wiseau cardboard cutout, and then there's a Redbubble link. There's so much good stuff. Oh my god, there's a phone case. You can get a phone case with "You're Tearing Me Apart, Lisa." Just one with just his giant face plastered on you. I'm not seeing any cardboard cutouts though, which is really unfortunate. Where did PewDiePie get his? But he can afford to have like anything made. Man, we need to get
Yeah, I
that.
probably just printed it out.
Have you seen his Tommy Wiseau's Street Fashions USA commercial?
No.
I think so, actually.
After we record, go do yourself a favor. Go watch it. It'll change your life.
We're talking PewDiePie here?
No, we're talking Tommy Wiseau.
Okay.
He had a fashion line, and he did a commercial for it, and it was the best thing ever.
I'll watch anything Tommy Wiseau at this point.
I'm a big fan. I've been told I have a Tommy Wiseau fixation, but
I mean,
Just
he's
Same though, so.
a fascinating
Hi, Jav.
man.
he's
How could you
fascinating.
not?
It's more just it's a fascination. It's not a fixation, it's a fascination. He's just captivating. Like how could you there's no words to properly describe him. Like just go watch Tommy Explains It All, just that whole YouTube playlist, and
Right,
just
for real.
just tell me that you're not like captivated. It's incredible. And the Tommy Y Show on Machinima, where he plays video games for some reason. It's like, does he understand that they're making fun of him the whole time? I don't know. It's weird. It's incredible.
You can get a sticker of Claudette with the breast cancer awareness ribbon on it.
That's amazing.
Oh my god.
Do we know when his new movie's coming out? 'Cause-
This year, supposedly.
Okay, 'cause that's-
Friends, Fiends.
that's
Yeah,
gonna-
2017.
That's gonna be like a midnight launch for me.
Same with Disaster Artist, which
Yeah.
is also supposed to come out this year.
Like especially Disaster Artist is done, and like they're showing it to festivals, so that's gotta be soon. Wide release.
The audiobook of The Disaster Artist is actually Greg reading it, and you need to listen to some excerpts because his impression of Tommy is spot on.
I'd love to just just read the whole thing or listen to the whole thing. That'd be fantastic. I'm definitely interested in that. Yeah, I can't wait to see the best fiends or however we want to say it. It's just it's Mark and Johnny reunited. Like, how can you not be excited about that?
Here's the seller on this movie. You Google it, and you know how Google on the little sidebar has little information on the movies that you Google?
Yeah.
So the image they have is Mark or Greg or whatever you're gonna call him. holding
His
a
name is
sign
actually Mark now.
that says "Family kidnapped by ninjas need money for karate lessons."
Yeah, need $4. Need $4
Exactly.
karate lessons. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous, and it knows it.
So that's
Well, actually, I think
If that
Greg
doesn't sell
understands.
you, I don't know what does.
I think Greg understands how ridiculous it is, but Tommy's just like, man, this is high art what we're doing here. I cannot believe he straight up compared The Room to Citizen Kane, and not like the Citizen Kane of bad movies like everyone calls it. He's like, yeah, this is the same as Citizen Kane.
I literally watched that today because I am in film class, and for tomorrow we had to watch Metropolis and Citizen Kane, so we watched Citizen Kane today. And then I was like, okay, now we need to watch Tommy Wiseau explain Citizen Kane. And he literally is like, yeah, Citizen Kane is great, and it's also just like The Room, and also Mars, and I knew there was always life on Mars, blah blah blah. I'm like, what's happening?
It's like, you can't make this shit up. Like, you cannot put. Oh my god, it's incredible. Everyone go watch that. Just that whole playlist, and then you'll come out a different person at the end.
I was watching a Skype interview of Juliette Danielle, who plays Lisa. She's actually freaking dope person IRL.
Oh,
Like,
she's awesome.
amazing.
She's awesome. Yeah.
And she had made the comment like, you could literally ask Tommy a question and then he'll talk for like 20 minutes about just like random stuff. And I'm like, that's so true.
Oh
Like,
my
if you just
God.
watch Tommy Explains It All, like, oh, you can't make it up. It's too good.
Okay, I just want a camera on him. Like, can we just get like the Truman Show, but with Tommy Wiseau?
Can he be my dad? Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I just want him at every family gathering.
He just shows up. He's like, oh hi, Emma.
Oh my god. I couldn't. I'd die.
I'm really looking forward to the Room actors. Where Are They Now mockumentary. It's like most of the cast.
Oh my god. I watched the trailer for that and it changed my life. I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing.
God, Denny looks so fucking old. Even though, and then like the mom who plays the mom, she looks like younger. It's like, it's so
She's
weird.
plastic surgery.
She's plastic surgery, but she doesn't look. I mean, just next to Denny, it's like, what year were these photos taken? God, it's
Denny
incredible.
was actually one of the oldest actors.
He just
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he has a
looked
baby
pretty
face.
old in the movie.
He just said just the beard also
At
helps.
least older than he was supposed to be playing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's half the reason why it was so creepy the whole time.
Yeah. 'Cause you didn't know, like,
I
is
just
this
like watching
an
you
adult
guys.
or a child.
I just
or-
like watching you guys. I think I love it. God, I want to
Right.
watch it. I want to watch it again because it's like been like time removed. Like, we need to do that commentary. I need to see
It's
it.
fine. He's going to jail.
What drugs, Denny? Tell me.
Oh my god. I literally yell that to my friends all the time. I'm like, what drugs are you taking?
You're not my fucking mother. It's so good. It's so good. Where's my money, Denny?
Okay.
Okay, anyway. How do we... God. Property Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've said my piece. The Discovery Show stuff, the Discovery Channel stuff, HCTV stuff, Food Network, House Hunters.
So-
It's kind of funny how like we're all kind of in consensus about background TV shows.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's the go-tos. Frasier.
Yes.
I mean,
You know,
that's
my-
where you lost me.
I mean, what? How so? You don't like
I
Frasier?
just have never watched Frasier in my life.
You should fix that.
Need to.
It's-
You really need to.
It's fascinating.
Do I need to watch Cheers first? I know they're connected.
No.
It's. I mean, you really don't.
I watched Frasier long before I ever knew Cheers was a thing. Like, I would watch Frasier all the time and talk about it all the time. My mom would be like, you know that show's actually a spin-off, right? And I was like, what?
It's the Frasier Crane cinematic universe before that was a thing.
I actually like Frasier better than
Oh
Cheers.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll put it on in the background.
That's
while
all
I'm
you
doing
need. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do.
All right, all right.
Okay, apparently there's
a
something
lot
called
of people don't know that there was a Golden Girls spin-off called The Golden Palace.
I do know that. I never saw it.
Yeah, that
but
lasted for like a season. I haven't seen it either. I'm kind of scared too.
oh no, it's just bringing up restaurants in my local town, the Golden Palace restaurant.
Yeah, that sounds like a Chinese restaurant or something.
Okay, parentheses American sitcom. Here we go. 90% of Google users like this TV show. That's interesting.
I
1992.
don't believe that statistic.
It seems a little suspect, but I'm gonna let it happen. I'm gonna leave.
All right.
Well, it's one of those weird instances where like it literally had every lead actor except for B. Arthur, but it just didn't. The Golden Girls was such a phenomenon that just never caught on.
Don Cheadle's in this show.
No way.
Yeah, this is. Was he in Golden Girls? Or was he just in Golden Palace?
I don't think he was in Golden Girls.
Okay, because he's like one of like the top results for the cast. Don Cheadle recalls his TV star with Betty White in the Golden Palace. Huh. That's wow.
He has a mustache
He does. Wow.
and an earring.
Damn. Listen, if you ever need
Don
to,
Cheadle is the dude.
if you ever need to know what the '90s look like, just check out that
Don
poster.
Cheadle, Golden Palace.
If you need a reference.
You know what? Shout out to him. He's born in Kansas City, my city.
Kansas City, my city.
Shout out to him for everything he's done. I'm a huge fan.
Is
Big
he
old Don
the
Cheadle fan?
dad in the Logic 1-800 music video? I don't know if y'all have seen that. I
I-
think he is, though.
I have not. I apologize.
I have not seen that.
Don Cheadle Logic. I'm just gonna Google that.
Oh,
Let-
yes, he is.
Let the Googling continue. Yep.
He is indeed.
Keep doing you, Don Cheadle.
Yeah, make that Captain Planet movie real.
Is that a thing that's happening?
I mean, I don't think so, but they did like a Funny or Die thing a few years ago, maybe several years ago now, where he was Captain Planet.
I mean,
I enjoyed it.
I go check out. I've dropped these guys before, but Djibouti Dubs on YouTube. Watch their Captain Planet dubs. It's some of the funniest shit you ever see.
Okay.
It's so good. It's very racially insensitive. It's fantastic.
Oh man.
It's
All right.
it's really funny. Those guys are great. If we're gonna get that, we need the Mark Ruffalo Columbo show too, though. Like we need both of those. To
Okay,
happen.
is that? That's not real. Is it real?
No, Gary Wood is trying to make it real, and like the photoshops are there, but
So that was a Photoshop that Gary like retweeted or whatever.
yeah, he retweeted it. I don't know who made it.
Damn.
It looks it's just perfect. Like he's talked about it too. I mean, if this actually
Yeah,
ends
they're
up
both on
happening, it's
board.
crazy. Yeah. He just nails that look. There's so many photoshops.
Yeah.
Some better done than others. Columbo movie. Yeah, just do like a one-off movie.
I'm just gonna Google image Mark Ruffalo right now.
You'll be there for a while.
That's what I need in my life.
Any other background TV shows?
All right, so Netflix kind of changed the game for background TV shows.
Absolutely.
And so now like The Office has become one of those, just because I've seen it so many times. Like
Yeah.
it just goes on.
I feel like I respect that show too much to let it become a background TV show, if that makes sense. Like I want to keep it like as its own thing, but it totally could take that spot. Absolutely.
Like I'm paying attention like maybe 25-30% of the time, but it's something I just put on when nothing else is going on, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's really one of my biggest background shows.
guys grocery games. I'm just trying to like go back into my Netflix memories. I know my girlfriend really likes That 70s Show, and she's watched it like twice. Like she just has it on.
Man,
I saw it was one of those like making you feel old things. And
Mhm.
it was if an equivalent of That 70s Show was made today, it would be set in the 90s.
That's very true.
And it's like that like blows my mind. Like that's just absurd to me.
I mean, they're
we
already
have that.
doing
It's called
the
Fresh
ranch.
Prince of Bel-Air.
There's the ranch too, with like that whole cast on Netflix. God, that's so weird to think about. Huh. Now you said the 90s, now I'm just thinking about Seinfeld. I'm just like reminiscing about Seinfeld. Have you heard the Seinfeld Limp Bizkit like mashup?
Yes.
It's so
The
good.
Seinfeld mashup with anything.
Yeah,
really.
it works so
Yeah,
well.
I've heard so many Seinfeld mashups.
God, that's probably one I would probably let become a background show. Is it on any streaming services? Isn't it on Hulu?
It's on Hulu, yeah.
Okay, that's why I haven't seen it. If I had Hulu, I have too many subscriptions. There's too many subscription services at this
You
point.
have Crackle.
I don't have Crackle, unfortunately.
Oh man.
I know Disney's trying to get one. It's DC's about to have one, which I might need. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll need that one for Young Justice.
Yeah, Young Justice. If they can have like the Dream DC streaming service, all the animated movies, all like the original, like the Justice League, Batman animated series, all those shows, I'll give them money every month. I don't even care, just to have it exist. I'd love that. They're slowly getting put off Netflix, so they're it's only a matter of time at this point.
Batman and Superman though are on. If you have Amazon Prime,
Yep,
you got those.
that's how I've been watching it lately.
So-
I'm smack dab in the middle of
Pro tip.
Batman. Man, it's such a good show. Shout out to Batman the Animated Series. I know everyone like puts it on a pedestal, but it really does deserve it. It's such a smartly written show.
Does.
It's man, just the way that it composes its shots, the way it's written, like just man. I love how in like the episodes where like you can barely even like see him, like he's always just like blending into like the background, like you just see his eyes and like the cape moving sometimes. Like that's some of my favorite comic art is when he's just kind of blending in with the shadows, and like they do it so well on that show. God, I love that show so much. And yeah, then he teams up with Superman, and it's just off to the races from there. Oh man,
It's one of the few like series that they made movies of, and the movies are just as good as the shows, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, God, fucking Phantasm. I need to get that.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get that Blu-ray because it's I know this is kind of crazy, but it is probably my favorite Batman movie, even including the Nolan trilogy. Because like those are great movies, but they're not great Batman movies, if that makes sense. Like they're fantastic cinema, but like
Yeah.
Mask of the Phantasm is a great Batman movie, and it explains why I like Batman as a character. But man, so good. And then there's also there's the Superman Batman team up, and that happened at some point. There was a movie of that, and there was also the Mr. Freeze one, and then the Batwoman one, which I don't even really remember that much, but I'll get to it. If you're just looking to get into the Batman animated series, I'd recommend looking up. There's a chronological list that I actually think helps the show. A lot of those you find online, like they're kind of pointless, but this one it spreads the episodes around in a more impactful order, so you kind of see some better episodes more early on, because it kind of has a little bit of a weird start. But yeah, basically so it puts like the episodes with like the street crime, like the street level crime, like in the beginning, and then you like slowly get like more the crazy supervillain stuff. It feels really natural, and also you just get a kind of a taste of the better animation styles that come in earlier. So I highly recommend that order. I'm sure it's on like comicbook.com or something like that. Like just Google Batman animated series chronological. There's also that for the new Adventures of Batman and Robin or whatever, and then also Superman. So you can get the whole DC animated universe in chronological order. It's fantastic. Anyway, so my topic, just off the top of your head right now, I want you to pitch
Hit me.
a Star Wars Anthology movie. We have Han Solo coming out next year. I don't know why this exists, because you have limitless storytelling potential in the Star Wars universe, and yet
Amen.
yet they're choosing a character whose half of his allure is his mystery prior to the movies. Like, we don't know what he was up to.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so,
man.
there's literally limitless potential and limitless characters, and yet they're doing what should be reserved as a comic or a novel into a full-length film. You can't do Han Solo without, I mean, I will hold to this, you cannot do Han Solo without Harrison Ford. He is Han Solo.
Agreed.
It's just, man, if anything, it should have been Anthony and Gruber, but I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. I'll save my Han Solo rant for another day, but yeah, just pitch me your ideal anthology film in the Star Wars universe.
All right, Emma, you go first because I got a doozy.
It's a doozy.
All right. I mean, mine's pretty simple. Y'all probably know what it is. Revan. I just want Revan.
Oh God, give it to me.
I
Give it all
just-
over me.
I just
Make it
want
canon.
Revan. Okay, like
It could be a fucking
because-
trilogy. Like, it really could.
it really could. I will 100% always say that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is the greatest Star Wars story ever told. And I've read and seen a lot of Star Wars stuff. It's just my favorite. Revan is an amazing character. I don't get why they've never really touched anything in the Old Republic
Fucking
in
Darth
terms
Disney.
of like movies or TV shows or anything. Like even like a Netflix series.
Oh my God.
Like make the Old Republic happen. Make Revan happen.
It's my
because
wettest
those-
dream.
It's way more interesting than freaking Han Solo. God, no.
He ha-
Obi-Wan, no.
Okay,
Boba
I-
Fett,
okay,
no.
Obi-Wan.
Okay, I am down for Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. Boba Fett's fucking awesome, and he needs to be shown like the wide audience why he's fucking awesome, because they're like, oh, he goes out like a bitch. It's like, well, read all these stories, he's fucking badass. But and then you get Ewan McGregor for another Obi-Wan, would be fucking awesome too. But yeah,
If Ewan McGregor returns, I will be 100% down.
if it
But-
isn't him, it'll get lambasted.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. He's
If
like
it
the
isn't
perfect
him,
age.
I will not watch it.
He is the perfect age. Like, they'd be so stupid
I
if they
will.
didn't do that. Oh my God! Could you imagine if they didn't cast him? The fucking uproar, especially after he said
It
that
would
he
make no
wanted to do
Right,
it.
I was gonna say like he wants to.
God.
There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to.
That makes way more sense than Han Solo. It's like casting a new actor to play him. It's like, no, he already has that lineage. Like, he can do it, and he's the perfect age. It makes so much sense. But yeah, give us Boba Fett, because it can be anybody too. I want Tom Hardy as Boba Fett.
That'd be dope.
Okay.
I mean, you wouldn't even have to give him his voice, but just
Cover his face up again.
yeah, cover his face up. Yeah, I mean, he's a very physical actor. Cover up his face again. You could only even put in the voice, like even put in the I can't remember his name.
Yes, Jabba.
Yes, midichlorians. Yeah,
Solo.
You think the Millennium Falcon is your ally? Anyway, yeah, he's a very physical. He's a big dude. He's a physical actor. He'd be able to just have that imposing nature really well. Yeah, and yeah, dub the voice over it. He doesn't have to take his helmet off at all. In fact, it'd be ideal if he didn't ever take his helmet off at all. It'd be awesome.
Yes, please.
Or just like
The Old Republic is just such untouched potential in terms of cinema. The games are golden. And if you have not played them, do it, Max. I'm talking to you.
You know what, Max? You got to do it. It can run on a calculator. Just get on it. The fucking
real.
the fucking trailers for Old Republic are some of the most incredible things ever. Like, oh my God. Like, imagine that as a Netflix series. Like, done by Blur, animated by Blur, just episodes, just vignettes in this crazy fucked up war. God, it'd be so good. Just with that level of animation quality, that'd be so expensive, but so amazing, so amazing.
And the Revan book, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Revan is a character. He's hysterical, he's witty, he's sarcastic, he's badass. I mean, like, he's the ultimate Star Wars character, and it just needs to happen. It just needs to happen.
And even, I know, like, they've been going on the path of having female leads, and I'm kind of cool with that. But you could even make Revan a woman. Like that's
See, I would hate that.
I mean
I
yeah,
would low key really
I,
hate that.
I would too. Like I my Revan is a man, but like I don't know. Just I'm gauging what they're doing and how Kathleen Kennedy at Star Wars Celebration was like, we're creating good heroines or whatever. It's like, why can't you just make good characters anyway?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think I read an article today that said they're adding the first, like, LGBTQ Star Wars character female lady in the new movie.
Really?
The Plorgs.
Yes.
Yes, they are the representation that we all need.
But again, it goes back to, like, the very first episode we ever recorded where it's like they're just shoehorning these characters in just so they
Yeah.
can be like, yeah, we have this lesbian character now. We're, so much better than all these other movies
Like
just because of
Yeah,
that.
they make
like
too
Sulu
much of
in
a
the
big
Star Trek.
deal over it.
Like
Right.
they made Sulu gay even though he was already in 2 movies and that wasn't even a thing. Or was it like
What was
And Beyond.
George Takei's
Beyond? Yeah,
reaction to
he
that?
didn't like it. He was like, this is not true
Right,
to the
that's what I
character.
thought.
But
That's
then
what I thought.
the rebuttal, even though it was like a homage to him, he was like, this is not how the original version of the character. But the rebuttal was, it was an alternate universe. Things changed in that universe. Whatever. It seemed like pandering, but it was also a non-issue. Like it was over in 3 seconds. And I didn't really care. But yeah, it seemed unnecessary. I get where they were coming from, but yeah, it was pandering. God, I'm just thinking of what a Revan trilogy would be. Like, you have the first movie, The Mandalorian Wars. Second movie, he wakes up, amnesia, through that whole journey. Third movie, finishing off the Star Forge and all that whole story. God, it works so well.
Right, and then you have like Coder 2, which is the story of Mitra Surik, and then you have technicalities, because if you
Things happen.
if you play the games like it's supposed, I don't want to say like it's supposed to be played, because the whole point of that game is, yes, you can choose if you want to be male or female, you can choose if you want to be aligned, light
It's
or dark.
it's a BioWare game. Like,
Right. But the actual Star Wars canon, I know it's not considered canon
it
anymore,
is
but it
to
still
me.
is to me, damn it.
It
Okay.
is to me.
Technically, Revan was supposed to be a man, aligned to the light side, and in Coder 2, your character is supposed to be female, aligned to the light side. Her name's Mitra Surik. She's an actual character. And then both of those characters are elaborated more upon in the book, which is amazing. And if you haven't read it, you definitely need to.
It's fucking
But
awesome.
you need to have played the games first. I mean, I cried reading the book. I'm obviously not going to spoil it, but there's a big plot thing there, and it hurt me deep.
It's good. I haven't read it in many years, but it's very good. My Revan is actually full dark side. Like, I embraced that. It just made sense in my brain at that point. Just like him finding out he's a Sith, and I had also kind of like slowly been investing into the Sith skills, so it's like he just like finally like gets consumed by the
Well,
dark
the Sith
side.
have all the cool powers.
They do. That's the thing.
Lightning.
And like
Right, they have the Force lightning, they have Drain Life, and they have that one where if you watch the Coder 2 E3 trailer, which is so bad but simultaneously amazing, there's a scene where they literally like lift up a soldier and then just make a fist and it crushes all the bones in their body,
that's so
and they just like
badass.
fall to the ground in this like mangled heap. So good.
Yeah, just and like the whole like at the. Can I spoil Kotor 1 for the dark side ending?
Okay. Yeah,
The
it's not that big
non-canon
of a
ending.
deal.
Okay, like you've had Max, like he's probably not even gonna listen to this. Okay, so the dark side ending, basically you and Bastila are Sith, and you basically betray like your whole party or whatever. And just I thought that story, like the way to end that story, I thought was just like way more impactful than like another redemption tale. But I know like the canon is that he's light side and it's a whole redemption tale. But
The first time I ever played the game, I was dark side. But once it got to the point, yeah, when you're on that beach and you end up having to kill everyone in your party,
it's so
I
brutal,
was just
but so
like,
good.
right, I'm just like, dang, like it was so crazy. And then once it's done, you're just like, wow, like I really just did that, because the characters are so well made in that game, and you really do grow attached to them throughout the
yeah.
game because you rely upon them. Like, you actually have to rely and play as those characters. And there was something about just having to brutally murder them all that it was like, it was just kind of like, wow, I actually did that.
And the fact that HK-47 is just totally okay with it. Like, he was just...
He's bomb, though. Shout out.
Shout out. He's the best. I mean, he was... What's the Rogue One droid?
K2SO.
K2SO. He was K2SO before it was cool.
Right, for real.
Except a little bit more homicidal, but that's his own thing. Yeah, just like having Bastila and HK-47 in your party at the end, and just them like just begging for their lives, and he's like, "No, I've embraced the dark side," and just kills them. It's incredible. God, I want to play that game again. Where's that remake? That fan remake? Need that.
Right, Epyrion or whatever it's called. Dang, make it happen already.
KOTOR fan remake, especially if it's like first person and active combat. Like, that's fantastic. Like, I don't mind turn-based combat. I just don't think that has held up very well.
Oh no, the gameplay is garbage, but
the world building, the characters, and the writing is like,
right,
it's all
that
fantastic.
100% makes up for it.
And then Obsidian, like, KOTOR 1, like, it's better, but the individual conversations in KOTOR 2 I thought were really well done, but that's kind of Obsidian's specialty. They're still going.
Right. KOTOR 2 is just classic Obsidian. Like, Obsidian came and made Fallout New Vegas, and it's my favorite, you know.
And Neverwinter Nights too. So they kind of have a history of following up on big, tentpole RPGs with
right, and
less
making
revered,
legitimately good games.
Good games, less revered, maybe a little buggy, but still fantastic, especially in the writing.
KOTOR 2 is, I mean, it's great.
Especially
it's just
with
a matter of
restoration
fact
mod.
of, right. Oh, yes. It's just the fact that KOTOR 1 is so iconic and its story is so amazing. I mean, you can't really top that, but KOTOR 2 did a really, really freaking good job. Especially if you go back and play the game actually knowing who these characters are and like what they'll play later on in Revan's story. It's really great.
Oh, and also in KOTOR 2 having the option to tell in the beginning what your version of Revan was, I thought really helped cement the canon, because I was able to say that he was a Dark Lord of the Sith, and that he kind of disappeared after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because actually, Atton's initial thing is he thinks that it was a female attuned to the dark side, which is the complete opposite of technical canon. But
actually, man, yeah, I'm probably gonna give KOTOR another shot. Except Destiny 2 is this week, so I don't know if that's gonna actually happen. Squad
got
up.
that right.
Got that right. What did you get, the deluxe edition?
Oh yeah, I didn't get
Fucking
the
hyped.
one with the sword or whatever, just because I don't really care about all that.
I went all out. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking go for it. I'm gonna play this game for untold amount of hours. Fuck it.
Man.
But yeah, I just make it happen. Disney, Lucasfilm, whoever, Disney.
Yeah,
everyone wants it.
BioWare.
You would make so much money.
Yeah,
just do
BioWare games need to be made into movies at some point, and like this has got to be one of the first ones.
I'd rather have KOTOR than Mass Effect, but I even though Mass Effect, I put over Dragon Age, but I'd rather have a Dragon Age movie, especially with this new trend of like dark fantasy. I think it would do better, and also I just don't have as much attachment to those blank slate characters as I do Shepard. But so I'm with my pitch, I'm gonna go next just because yours is much more fleshed out and mine was just kind of short. So mine, okay, this is gonna sound super fucking nerdy, but I had a dream about this. It is a short film. It takes place between episode 3 and 4, so like the Empire era. So you see a like the basic space shot or wherever it opens up with. You see a ship go down. It's like a Republic gunship, because it's like just after the Empire took over, so they still have all like the old technology or whatever. You see down. Okay. So just picture this in your brain. So they're going down to this forest planet, this group of stormtroopers or whatever, and they're talking back and forth to the the Star Destroyer up in the sky. They go down. They touch they hit the ground. They get out slowly walking. They can't hear anything but birds and nature. Just slowly walk around. One of them has the voice of a clone. That's just the only details I have. Just they're all like just normal random people. One of them is a clone, like commander or whatever, old veteran. So they get around and walk around. And they come up upon this hut, like this abandoned hut. They kind of walk around. They search it. They can't find anything. Then they hear like a rustling in the grass. Then all of a sudden, like one of them just gets grabbed and like pulled into the forest and just screams, like, and just gets dragged along. They don't know what's happening. Basically, picture the jungle scene in Rambo, but Rambo's a Jedi and it's hunting stormtroopers.
Oh,
so
damn!
It's like
so it's like a survival horror almost.
Almost, yeah, but like they were
Predator.
sent, yeah, like almost like Predator, but it's a fucking Jedi. Like they are sent, they're trying to kill all the Jedi on Vader's orders, and they're just getting picked off one by one in like the most brutal way possible. Like I envisioned like the saber getting thrown, like cutting one's leg off, coming around and like stabbing in the chest and getting pulled out, like just like brutal shit. Like that would never happen in an official Star Wars movie.
Yes, that sounds pretty rated R.
It's very rated R. Like there isn't like
Okay,
blood, but there's just like a lot of like just people getting stabbed.
Violence.
You could probably hide it, a lot of it too, but yeah, basically it's just it climaxes, with like this Jedi getting. Basically, like it's like the Star Destroyer is just throwing like it's fucking gassing it from orbit, just throwing TIE fighters at it. It's just like crumpling it up into balls and just throwing it, and basically, yeah, it just ends with like a bunch of stormtroopers like pointing toward this Jedi. She's wounded. I imagine it as a woman Jedi, it could be anybody, but she's wounded, and then it just cuts to black. Like you don't know what happened. Yeah, just.
Did you ever read Death Troopers?
No, but I understand the concept of it, and it's a really cool idea, especially because like you take like something kind of like an like Aliens of like the claustrophobia, but like in Star Wars, it's very interesting. I need to go like actually read the book. I just haven't yet. But yeah, I would compare it more to like you said, Predator, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It looks very cool in my brain, and it's hard to elaborate on. But that's so Predator with the Jedi. In between 3 and 4, super violent, hyper violent.
When you were describing it, before you said anything about the Jedi, just the fact that it was a Jedi, I was like half expecting you to, like in the end, say, and we turn the camera around and it's Yoda, like.
All right, that would be fucking awesome. I wouldn't do that just because I want to keep like the
Star Destroyer.
Because like it wouldn't make any sense as to why like they didn't track him down or whatever. Like he's supposed to be hiding that whole time. But yeah, that'd be fucking sick. That would be pretty fucking sick, especially if like you didn't see him at all. But no, and also I probably wouldn't do that too because I don't like that he has a lightsaber. I don't think that he should use a lightsaber, and this is very lightsaber heavy. It's just kind of like like you don't even know his name. Like it's just some like random Jedi. But yeah, like they're just like pushed, like they've been like hunted, and like they've abandoned like the the peacekeeping nature, like they're just like full like savagery, like just clinging on to survival because that's what they'd have to do. But yeah, it's I might one day
Mace Windu,
and that'd be pretty fucking cool too. I still like the idea of it being an unknown, but yeah, Mace Windu would be pretty rad, especially even get Samuel L. Jackson in there again. He wants to be Mace Windu. Give us the fucking Mace Windu anthology.
Looking old with a beard.
That'd be pretty sick. That'd be pretty sick. But yeah. It's so vivid in my brain that I might one day like actually write out like a rough script just so I can have it, like just so I can get it out of my head and elaborate more on it, because like just the choreography I see all of it, like it's super brutal, but it's fantastic if I do say so myself. So yeah, you can go for it.
As a short film, that sounds like pretty great and like also pretty doable with you've like today's technology.
Oh yeah.
Like a fan film could be made like exactly to your vision. I feel like
it would be the most expensive fan film ever though, because you'd have TIE fighters, you'd have just trees getting cut down, you'd have the dismemberment. It would be very expensive, but doable. Like there's
Yeah.
some awesome fan films out there, and if I if I had the budget, I would totally make this happen. Get permission. They actually still host like in Star Wars Celebration. They have like a fan film like contest or whatever. So they're pretty open about that, surprisingly, considering it's Disney now.
I'd
Yeah,
be down for that.
The Revan fan film was actually really good. Shout out to those guys.
There's a couple of them, but yeah, the one I believe you're talking about was really good.
It was the story of the book.
Yes. What was the title of that? Was it just Revan? I want to see.
I think it was just Revan.
Or was it Revan the Fall?
Revan.
I can't remember. There's a ton of them. There was one I'm trying to remember.
Ton of Star Wars content out there for you.
Yes.
Star Wars.
It's the one that's just Revan Star Wars fan film 2015.
Oh, the 2015. I don't think I've seen this one then. Okay, I was thinking of the Fall.
It was one of the, and I haven't seen the Fall. This one came out, a while ago.
Or Broken Souls. That's what I was
Wow,
thinking.
this is a full-on hour-long movie.
Damn. Might have to check that out. Interesting. So, I think the best Star Wars fan film is still Troops. Have you seen it? I'm sure you've seen it.
Yes.
Okay. Like, it's like so like low budget and shitty looking now, but that's kind of the point, I guess. Best
Oh, man.
Star Wars.
I've seen clips of this.
Of Troops?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been. Oh,
Back in 97?
Yep, 97, before the fucking prequels were even out. The one that I was thinking of, have you seen, there was, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, but the Darth Maul one, that was really, really well done and had like way too good of effects. I can't remember what it was called. Oh man, look at it. I'll find a link for it. And there's also the Boba Fett like anthology trailer. Darth Maul Apprentice, that's the one. Yeah, just really good, really good. And also TK 436, a Stormtrooper story, very good. I want a Empire centric something. Like I need something that stars the Empire but we're also getting Battlefront 2, so I can kind of stop wanting
Yeah, I'm
that.
excited for that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the first real story from the Empire's perspective.
There's some books in the new canon, but in terms of like mass market stuff, this is kind of the first.
Yeah.
There's even like a decent Han Solo short film, but like it's a short film and a fan film. Like that doesn't bother me as much. Oh, and Rebel Scum. It's very short, but it's very good. It won a lot of awards. Go check all of those out. All right, Elijah, what's your amazing pitch?
All right. Let me take you on a journey.
It's a journey.
So this takes place during episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. All right? We all remember the iconic scene. Darth Vader wants this Millennium Falcon captured. He wants the crew alive and whatnot.
No disintegrations.
No disintegrations, no. So who does he get to do this job for him, for the Empire? Because obviously stormtroopers, they're not doing their job right. He gathers a collection of some of the finest bounty hunters in the galaxy. We got Boba Fett. We got Dengar. We got
Shout out
Boss.
Dengar.
Shout out Dengar. IG-88
My
was there,
boy.
if I'm correct.
My dude.
I feel like I'm missing maybe a couple more.
Your boy Forlom and your boy Zuckus.
Yep, Zuckus. Okay. How could I forget my dude Zuckus? Right, so we got those guys introduced in Empire Strikes Back. Did they do much after that? Not so much.
In the old expanded universe, they do a lot, a little too much.
They do, but
crazy shit.
I'm talking film wise.
Film wise, yeah, you don't see them.
So here's what this movie is. We start with that scene. On the bridge of that Star Destroyer, Darth Vader is giving them their tasks.
The Executor.
And okay, give me a second. So they're all doing one job. which is to capture Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon. And so this film is it's not a movie, it's a film.
It's high
This is going to
art.
be a work of art. This is a work of art, people. It'll go down in history. We follow each bounty hunter, their journeys to capture the Millennium Falcon. However they do it, some of them might team up, some of them might go solo. I mean, Boba Fett goes solo,
Go solo.
and
Sorry.
so we're following them during episode 5, before they get to Cloud City, before like they land on Cloud City, the Falcon and whatnot, and it's just all of their schemes, like as these crazy top-notch bounty hunters, they got schemes going on. What are they doing to one up each other to be the person that, or robot, or alien, that captures the Millennium Falcon and brings the crew to Darth Vader? And so we're gonna have bunch of scheming, I'm assuming some dogfights out in the sky because they all got their own ships.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, some gunfights, some
I'm sure
dogfights.
Yeah, we got the Slave One blowing up a bunch of stuff, and the idea I had with this is it's told in the same, not the exact same, but like in the spirit of Pulp Fiction, where these stories of different characters, different groups of characters are happening like consecutively, or not simultaneously.
But it's non-linear.
Yeah, and it's non-linear because we all know what happens in the end. Boba Fett is there on Cloud City with Darth Vader waiting for the Leia and Solo and whatnot. So it's not about the destination, it's about the journey
And the relationships.
Yeah, and the relationships, like which bounty hunters are making deals with each other? Is anyone gonna trust Bosk? Because that
Bosk,
dude
I forgot about Bosk.
trustworthy.
Shout out to Bosk. I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Can we let Dash Rendar be in this picture?
I don't know enough about Dash Rendar, but why not? He can be one of the guys floating in space.
Yeah, I mean, at least just have his ship. I mean, or just give him a way to become canon again. That's all I want. He would fit really well.
Yeah, Dash is great.
I'm imagining him in this film, since he's not like part of the main crew, as just maybe like a...
Oh yeah, no, he's a side character. He's like
a side bounty,
He's like Quentin Tarantino's character in Pulp Fiction. Like he's just kind of there for a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the perfect role
Yeah.
for such a character.
I had the line, but like
Tarantino as Dash Rendar.
that would be fucking awesome. You just like roid him out, just like those giant shoulder pads. That'd be fantastic. Is there a sign that says broken droid storage in front of my house? Just something like that. Like, God, it'd be so good.
Oh man, and I was texting or putting this in the group chat like a few weeks ago, and I might have missed a few details in my verbal telling of this.
I was enamored by it then. The main thing, just think of Forlom and Zuckuss as Jules and Vega in that story.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like it's not straight up ripping off Pulp Fiction. It's just borrowing. For the better.
It's borrowing. It like even Dunkirk does kind of similar things where you have different stories being told simultaneously that are all connected. Yeah,
it's not a new idea. It's just
no.
Some characters. I mean, the fact that they're all like scumbags is like the comparison between the characters. They're all...
Yeah, and the thing is, we're not necessarily focusing on Boba Fett, even though everyone loves Boba Fett or not.
He gets his own movie. I feel like he deserves his own movie, which is like,
because we all know what he's doing.
Yeah,
like he's tracking them, doing all that stuff, but also he is a character that is just he knows what he's doing, and he's tracking them to Bespin and whatnot. And just to make sure he's the one that gets them, maybe he kills a few other bounty hunters on the way. Who knows?
Everyone's gonna
Who
go
knows?
after that.
It
Everyone's after
Yeah.
that contract, man.
I'm gonna say Boba Fett's the lone survivor in this movie of all the bounty hunters.
Oh, so he kills them all.
Either he kills them all, or they just kill each other. And
You can't kill Dengar though, because he's supposed to get him out of the Sarlacc pit. At least in the old canon. Again, I'm just trying to find ways to get the old canon back.
if we can take that route,
Okay.
Dengar could be like another of the lone survivors.
I feel like Dengar would fit really well into like the Bruce Willis character in Pulp Fiction.
Man. And so yeah, I forget one of the biggest selling points. Darth Vader is what's his name? The Marcellus Wallace.
You you don't see his face like directly, like you just see like the back of his head a little bit and just like bits and pieces of him.
And like the characters talk about him like, all right, he's the dude that if you fuck this up, you're dead. You know?
Yeah. Does he look like a bitch? Force choke. I'm enamored by it. I see it very clearly. I see your vision. I want this to happen. Will it ever happen?
How
Of course
has
not.
this not happened already?
It doesn't it seem
Like
like
an-
so naturally?
Right, like an epic bounty hunter.
Like a true crime story in Star Wars.
Right.
Like this is the types of stories that they should be telling at Disney. Instead, they're just gonna tell us the story of Han Solo, how he has fucking what's his name as a mentor, and
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. That's so weird. Like it's just gonna be Woody Harrelson. Like
Yeah,
God, it's supposed to be unknown
doesn't
actor.
need a
Whatever.
mentor.
God. I thought he was like self-taught and like scrappy and like pull himself up and get by the skin of his teeth with Lando. I mean, the Lando casting spot on. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
That's
if
the only reason.
Donald Glover can feel like get in that groove.
I'm not worried about him. He's probably the reason I'm most excited about it, but I'm not excited about it. I'm sure it's probably gonna be good. We'll see a trailer and it'll probably look good, but I just don't think like we need the Pulp Fiction bounty hunter movie before we need Han Solo.
Yes.
Just some
And
kind
I'm
of
not asking
gritty like
I'm not asking Quentin Tarantino to direct it or anything.
that'd be fucking awesome though.
He could if he wanted to. He's top of the list, but I just feel like he's not interested at the time.
You get Scorsese to do it.
I want
Give me
a Jordan
auteur.
Peele directed Star Wars movie.
What would that look
know
like?
what?
I don't even know, but I would dig it.
That's
You
very
know,
interesting.
you got your comedy, you got your kind of dark horror-esque.
He's proven himself. I feel like he could do something with that. Like give him
Get
like
Out
Boba
was
Fett
so
movie right
freaking
there.
a
good.
crazy
I mean,
story. Man, I really
The
like
Boba
that
Fett
idea.
Movie directed by Jordan Peele. How do
No,
you feel
no,
about
no.
that?
I don't know about that. I want no.
No.
We need some. No, that's. I mean, it could work. That's just not the vision. I feel like Jordan Peele should do something very out there. Like he should do like something crazy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Who should direct the Boba Fett movie though? That's a really good question. I want it like I want it just it's him just either going after a contract or something. Just very very small scale story.
See,
Is
for
this
me, the
pre
Boba
Star
Fett
Wars?
movie,
Yes, go for it.
Okay.
the movie would have to be R for me. I think
yeah.
if they really want to do a good Boba Fett movie, it needs to be R. Because he's a bounty hunter.
And he's
I
dealing with
mean-
like the scum of the galaxy, like the just absolute
for real.
trash. I mean, Rogue One was pretty much probably the maximum level of like grittiness that they're probably gonna do, and I would be okay with that. But yeah, if they made an R-rated Boba Fett movie, that's just again, like I said earlier, that's my wettest dream. Really.
It could even be like a hard PG-13,
Yeah,
They
I
can
mean,
get away with that.
You
I
can
feel
push
like.
it because like there wouldn't be swearing. Like
Yeah.
it's Star Wars. You could, just
No,
really violent. Like there's some really violent PG-13 movies. Like you could probably do it. And blood not really a thing because blasters cauterize the wounds or whatever. You could get away with it PG-13, I think. but it would be pushing it. It would be definitely pushing the envelope.
Jango Fett got decapitated,
That's
I think that we can do
that was PG.
right.
Yeah, that they can make it work. I'm just trying to think what director.
But who would direct it? Yeah.
I don't know, because I feel like with the
The directors that they've chosen for these, besides J.J. Abrams, for these like for the new films, are kind of like out of nowhere, like newer directors that you.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna expect Gareth Edwards to be doing a Star Wars movie. It's like,
yeah,
I like Godzilla, but like, it's not the stretch.
But it worked.
It worked fantastic. He was great. It just his vision for that movie was fantastic. I really am at a loss for who I want the Boba Fett movie to be.
What about like
Zack Snyder?
No.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Uh,
I like Zack Snyder, but not then.
yeah, I don't think so.
Who did John Wick? Like a John.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
John,
the John Wick
a
guys.
John Wick fucking Boba Fett movie. That'd be badass. David Lynch and Chad Stahelski. I'd be down with that.
Boba Fett is basically the John Wick of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. God, that'd be so fucking good. Just not a lot of shaky cam. You can see everything. Choreography is really good. Oh, it'd be so amazing. I need all of these things to be in my life before I die. Old Republic, John Wick, Boba Fett, and Quentin Tarantino's Bounty Hunters.
We need a Fast and Furious style Star Wars movie with pod racers.
I feel like that could be the Jordan Peele one.
Happen.
Give me a fuck.
Yes.
So Bulba, Star Wars story. No. Here's what we really need. You want to know a character that has like the craziest, most fucked up life? Nien Nunb. He deserves his own fucking movie before Han Solo.
I was expecting you to say a Sebaceous Crumb.
I mean that also. I think that's more like a short story. But dude, Nien Nunb, he's like a gun runner. He's a bad motherfucker. You don't want to fuck with Nien Nunb. I mean, he becomes a fighter pilot by the end. Like, he's had a crazy fucking life. He helped blow up the Death Star. He's into some shit. Like, there's some.
Hey, same with Wedge though. I mean,
dude, Wedge would be awesome, especially like if he did like kind of like before like the Death Star era, or even like in between New Hope and Empire. I think you could do a lot with Wedge.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the old EU about Wedge, but
yeah, that should be a book or a comic book and not a movie, because I mean, the actor, you don't want to get a new actor for Wedge.
Yeah, plus the original actor hates Star Wars,
which
so
sucks. It's like you're the homie in Star Wars. Like, right? Don't do it. Like he's like related to Ewan McGregor, right? Like he told him like not to do it.
Yes, I think it's his uncle.
God, that's crazy. Man, that's a shame. I loved Wedge. He had such an awesome, like, he was fleshed out really well in the old EU, with like Rogue Squadron and all that stuff. Those books.
Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
Shout out. Great games.
Big shout out.
The games and the books. Like what was it? Are they called Rogue Squadron? Book series.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
X-Wing.
I think it is.
X-Wing Rogue Squadron, yeah. Wedge's Gamble, the Back to War, X-Wing Iron Fist. There's a lot of books in the series. Damn, there's way more than I knew. The Rogue, God, yeah, that shit would write itself. Like, there's even just with Rogue Squadron, there's so much narrative potential, which has obviously been tapped into significantly. There's
so many stories that just have been told in the past 40 years?
40 years
like.
Now. This thing, it's like there's
got to be something they can pick out of each one and make a solid film.
There's literally infinitesimal possibilities in this universe, and I feel like they're just gonna stick to like, you know, the original trilogy era or in the new trilogy era, and they're not really gonna deviate. Like, man, like I feel like they're not willing to go into the New Republic or even back into the Clone Wars. Like, there's so much room for cool stuff that they're not gonna tap into, like, which sucks. And I hope they prove me wrong. Like, I never thought we were gonna get a gritty, like, no Jedi movie, and we got that with Rogue One. So hopefully they surprise. Like, they're gonna need to, you know, come up with some crazy ideas after, you know, the Salacious Crumb Anthology comes out. Yeah. Or even even like a story centered around Jabba's palace with just all the crazy characters that come in and out, just like doing like kind of like a Pulp Fiction like non-linear thing.
Something that just is based entirely on Tatooine, because there's some
just Mos
crazy shit
Eisley.
going on down
there's
there.
there's some crazy shit. Absolutely. Man, there's so much narrative potential. I really hope they just expand their horizons.
Okay, listen to this. Have you guys seen End of Watch?
I haven't, but I want to. But you can spoil
It's
it.
amazing. You need to see it. I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you the plot of it.
It just kind of came in and I never got to it. But
it's amazing. I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore, but you need to see it. It's David Ayer, and it's the reason why I had such high hopes for Suicide Squad.
Rip. Well, he regrets it too.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. I still love the man. Give me so End of Watch is basically like not necessarily a documentary style movie.
Found footage.
Kind of, but it's like a mix between like found footage, like from like the body cams and whatnot, and
it's the dude from Ant-Man too.
The dude from Ant-Man and Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm down.
Yeah, it's a great film, and it follows these two cops. Like I think they're in LA, and it follows them for I'm not sure how long. It's a few months at least, I feel like, and just like the day in the life of a cop, for a few, however long it is.
Yeah.
And it's just really gritty. They're doing like finding some fucked up shit, having to like shoot people they've never like shot anyone before, stuff like that. Give me that film, not that film. Give me that style. Give me End of Watch
with stormtroopers,
but with stormtroopers on Tatooine, Mos Eisley, dealing with bounty hunters.
That'd be fucking awesome,
like
dude.
Jabba, man, like a documentary style, found footage style stormtrooper movie.
Imagine like they like run into IG-88. Like you can't just shoot people for being like a living person.
Yes.
Like, I will purge all organic life. Like fucking, it'd be so good. Oh, it'd be so good. I want that. I want all of these things in my brain.
Everyone who's seen End of Watch, you know what I'm talking about, and you want it too.
I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'll come back with an opinion. Is it on Netflix?
Any movie with Michael Pena. I mean,
he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Actually, has a great range.
It is on Netflix. I will watch
films.
it and I will give my critique next episode if I get to it.
I will definitely watch it as well.
Because should that just be the recommendation for this week?
Yeah,
Sure.
why not? It's a great
fuck
movie.
Fuck it. All right. Any other Star Wars? I feel like we covered a lot of ground there.
Yeah, I like what I said.
Can we
I
have
want those to be made?
Can we have Michael Pena
I want
as
everything
a
you said to be
stormtrooper?
made.
Yeah, I want all these things.
Oh yeah.
Aren't you a little short?
he can
Mexican
totally
to
do
be a stormtrooper. Okay, so
I mean, like we've seen Tom Cruise as stormtrooper, supposedly.
That one just still seems suspect to me, but I'll have to look into it more. So
It
now
could be anyone, any good actor.
yeah. So again, Tom Hardy. Telling you, cover up his
Yeah,
face.
he could be a stormtrooper.
He's big. He could be one of the dewback riders. Got that big backpack on. All right.
Hell yeah.
All right. So the topic I've been dreading, Emma. What do you got for us? Take us home.
So I asked you guys to make a list of your top 5 favorite songs
boy.
of all time. This is extremely, extremely difficult for me because I'm an insane music nerd. But I narrowed it down, and there was a catch. I said that I didn't want the same band on there twice. Because I could easily be like, oh, well, my top favorite songs are all by Green Day, or whatever. But
That's what hurt me.
I have a pretty diverse list. I don't know about you guys, but I'll just go through. If you've heard the song, that's lit. If you haven't, you should definitely look them up.
Okay.
So they're not in any specific order or anything either. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Two Doors Down, which is by Dolly Parton, my queen. And this song just has to be on here because if I think back to the first song I've ever heard, this is like the one that I think of. And
The
it's
first song you've ever heard.
right. Like if I think back and I'm like, okay, like what's my earliest memory of music? It's 100% listening to the Dolly Parton Greatest Hits cassette. And this was like my favorite song. So, like, in a sense, you know, like the song started it all. And it will always have a very special place in my heart. And Dolly Parton's just amazing. She's bomb. Listen to her if you haven't. I know she's country, but she's great. Another one I have on here, Train in Vain by The Clash. Great freaking song.
Yes.
The first time I ever heard it was actually it was in like NCAA like 05 or 07 or something like that.
EA Sports.
Oh yeah.
It's
I just freaking love this song. I love The Clash. You know, they're like super early punk. Should I Stay or Should I Go? I Fought the Law. All great. Train in Vain is just a very catchy, upbeat song, which actually almost didn't make the cut for their London Calling album, but it did, and I'm forever grateful. I also have Still Frame by Trapped. Great, great freaking song. It was like one of the first, like, I don't know, that era of pop punk, you know, mid to late 2000s. It was just good. It brings me back to junior high when everything was edgy and emo, and it was just good. It's a good song. Again, like you should listen to it. This one I put the 1-800 by Logic. And short rant here. I'm tired of all you skinny white boys out there shitting on Logic and saying that his music sucks and his beats are bad. If you actually listen to his
Max.
songs and right, Max, jeez. If you actually listen to his lyrics and his songs, I mean, like, they're so powerful. He is such a freaking amazing dude. Like, I saw him live this summer, and it was unlike any concert I've ever been to because he pays attention to his audience. He frequently, like, just stopped singing and like pointed at someone in the audience. He's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And they tell him, and he would just be like, "You're going hard. Like I really appreciate you." He's just freaking awesome. And 1-800, the song is so powerful, and the music video is very powerful. He just recently performed it on the VMAs, and I cried. If you watch his performance on the VMAs towards the end, he brings out just a bunch of people that struggled, with suicide and depression and stuff like that. And it's just very moving. He's a great artist, and I hate all these like kids who think they know what rap is and are like in the hip hop scene that like crap on him, like, dude, come on. He's freaking awesome. He has a great message. And most rap and hip hop is all, like getting girls, and it's all just about having sex and everything. This dude's something special, and he's starting to finally get the recognition he deserves, and I'm really glad for him. He's a great dude.
I need to explore his stuff more because I feel like I would like him. Because yeah, like my issue with a lot of rap is the themes you mentioned. So I need to give him a chance. I've seen like interviews with him and stuff, and he seems like a really cool dude. So I'll give him a shot.
He's a hardcore nerd.
Oh yeah.
Super gamer. He's just a really dope guy. And my last is a Green Day song. Shocker, I know. But I picked Coming Clean. And that's like an obscure track off of Dookie. And the reason I picked this song is it wasn't the first Green Day song I heard, but it was the first obscure Green Day song I heard. So the very first Green Day song I ever heard was Holiday because it was in Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
Yeah, it is.
and it was just bomb.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
oh yeah, that's Green Day, great song, whatever. Then I heard American Idiot, and I was like, oh yeah, that's Green Day, whatever. And then I was listening to back when Last FM was a thing, like before the days of Spotify or Pandora, really, there was Last FM. And I just went on like a Green Day station, and this was the very first song that came. And in a sense, this song, like, got me into Green Day. Um, this song was the reason that I went out and bought Green Day Rock Band, which is where I learned all the Green Day songs. And so, yeah, this song also means a lot to me, just because it, introduced me to the greatest band of all time, Green Day.
Of all time. That's bold.
Hot takes right here.
Hot takes. Gridlife Digest every week Wednesday.
No, Beatles are the greatest band of all time, but Green Day is my favorite band. So.
Got to make that distinction. I found.
But that is my top 5 list, not in any particular order, but just some songs that really impacted my life for the better.
Elijah, can you please go next, because I'm still having a nervous breakdown trying to put together mine.
Yeah. So I kind of made this list on the fly. I mean, I went through my library of music that like I've had on my phone and like on CDs and stuff forever. And again, this is not in any specific order, and I'm sure maybe tomorrow one of these will be switched out with another song. But so let me just get to it. So first off, I gotta say "Light My Fire" by The Doors.
Great.
Doors is my favorite band. I believe the
That's
Beatles
awesome.
are probably one of the best, but The Doors are my favorite. Yeah, and I remember when I first heard The Doors, again, Tony Hawk, Underground 2,
I
with
think you're right.
Break On Through, and
Yeah.
I had no idea who The Doors were. I had no idea they were a band from like the 60s. I just loved that song, put it on a CD, got on that LimeWire. And then years later, I think I was in 7th grade, my cousin's boyfriend put on a documentary called People Are Strange about The Doors, and that's when I fell in love, and they became my favorite band. So Light My Fire, favorite song from my favorite band, The Doors. After that, I'm going to go with God Only Knows by the Beach Boys.
Ooh, good song.
Great song. And the Beach Boys have been around in my life for a long time. My grandpa's a huge fan. He like pretty much always has a Beach Boys tape in his car, like the greatest hits. So, that's always something that gets played every now and then. But God Only Knows, I didn't realize it was my favorite song until BioShock Infinite, where they did like a kind of like a barbershop quartet version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard it and I was like, man, this is amazing. Like, this is just
what is this?
a beautiful, yeah. And I looked up like the soundtrack and I saw, I was like, hold on a second, this is the Beach Boys. And from then on, like, that's my go-to Beach Boys song. God Only Knows, beautiful song. You can sing it at your wedding, play it to a girlfriend. I don't know. I don't know what you want to do.
It's incredibly versatile.
Yeah.
You can take it anywhere.
It's crazy. That song almost never happened because Brian Wilson's wife was skeptical about him actually putting God in the title because she didn't want to start up any controversy or anything.
Well, with how
Shout
easy
out
people
Beach
get
Boys, though.
how easily people
Right,
get
for
offended,
real.
it's like it's valid.
And that's Pet Sounds too. Shout out to Pet Sounds, a great
Yeah.
album.
I still jam out to the Beach Boys Christmas album every single year. I mean, they're so good. Beatles and Beach Boys,
Beatles
golden
and Beach
age
Boys.
of music, for real.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. I'm gonna give one of my top 5 spots to Night Call by Kavinsky. Have you guys seen Drive?
Drive is the movie that I know I'm going to love, but I haven't seen it yet. No.
It's you might have heard the song without watching Drive, but it's like the first song they play in Drive, and it's just the cinematography matched with the song is so beautiful and so perfect that it's my go-to song if I'm driving anywhere at night, or like the sun is, going down, sunset. You got to play it in your car at like while the sky is getting dark,
Yeah.
play it with someone in it. It just makes you feel so cool anytime, really, but like especially in a car after you watch Drive, even like you just feel so cool. You feel like Ryan Gosling.
I want to feel like
And
Ryan
that's-
Gosling.
Yeah, who doesn't want that?
The Goss.
And the Goss, man. Yeah, give Night Call a listen if you haven't. It's just so cool.
I am writing that down.
Another more contemporary song is Jetpack Blues Sunset Hues by Anna Managuchi. They did the soundtrack for the Scott Pilgrim video game. Have you guys played it?
Yes.
And that's where I fell in love with them, where I found out about them. And so I went through the entire library like immediately after that. And Jetpack Blues, Sunset Hues, the entire album, but I'm picking that one off of the album, is just like that's a video game nerds. Like that's what goes through their brain when they're, trying to do something like high energy. I would play that album specifically starting with that song every time I ran when I was like running, doing 5Ks and stuff, and that just got my energy pumping. Like it makes you feel like you're in a video game, like collecting coins. You're gonna jump in, hit a brick above you, stuff like that.
That's my dream. Hit a brick.
It really makes you feel like your life is a video game if you're doing stuff while it's playing. Give that song a listen to. It's featured if anyone listens to the Nerdist podcast, it's their intro song, like
Okay.
a little snippet of it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's great. And final song on the list. I might get hate for this. I don't know.
No hate here.
Don't hate me. Yellow Submarine by the Beatles, of course.
Hey,
Really?
it's Beatles, but that is an odd choice.
It's definitely odd. I'm not gonna hate it. I'll allow it, but really.
I know it's odd, but Ringo is so underrated, and every song that he's done as a Beatle, like he's the singer, and like the main person of the song. They're top songs. They're top Beatles songs.
Boys was great.
my
Off
eyes.
Please
Boys,
Please Me. Act
yeah.
Naturally on Help. With a
Yellow
little help from my
Submarine.
friends, obviously.
With a little help from my friends. Octopus's Garden. How can you forget?
Great.
See, they're all great ones. They're all great.
I got a hot take.
Tell me.
So, it's not for lack of trying. It really isn't. I can't get into the Beatles.
It's all right.
Yeah, like
there's some grimace there, but it's all right.
I mean,
Yeah.
like 10-year-old Emma would have killed you.
Just
But, like,
strangled the shit out of me.
I get, a lot of people just don't like that kind of music.
Yeah.
Dude, 50s, 60s music has to be my favorite. Like the Beatles, Beach Boys, Frankie Valli. I can't live without them.
Like, it's technically very good. Like, there's a lot that went into it, but the sound I just can't get into. That's just not what I like to listen to, but
Some of the later Beatles stuff, I like a lot of the older Beatles stuff better.
Yeah, me too.
Like the White Album freaks me out, Listen to
White
listen
Album.
to listen to Revolution 9 forwards and then backwards and you'll understand what I'm saying.
wow.
Yeah, the later stuff gets a little harder to get into if you're not like
Already
into like weird old music. But I mean, it's still Beatles, so they're doing their thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that was my top 5
Okay. I mean, that was a good
without
list.
repeating artists.
There's some good
Yeah,
stuff.
solid list.
Solid list. So, like, I'm just gonna put forward, like, I have like the most basic bitch, like, tastes when it comes to music. Like,
Darude
I know
Sandstorm.
It's okay.
okay, not that bad. That made me feel a little good about myself.
Got some
So
Ariana Grande on there.
no, okay, I'm feeling better about myself already. So, so no particular order, no repeat bands except there's kind of a cheating in there. So you might call them overrated. I don't. Fade to Black by Metallica. What an incredible song. Just really sad. Just really powerful. It kind of speaks for itself. Number 2.
I fuck with Metallica.
You fuck with Metallica? Yeah, just
Yeah, I like them too.
man, Ride the Lightning. That whole album, fantastic. So the next one I've been listening to a lot, Vicarious by Tool. Just a really
Tool.
just technically just really really incredible. Like, I guess it's cool to hate on them too now, but what isn't now? Out of all their stuff, one more time.
I was just gonna say, you got some Nickelback on this list, don't you?
No, unfortunately not. Maybe if there was a number 6. Maybe if there was a number 6, but no, we're not. Let's not get too crazy. Just out of all their stuff, even though it's like mostly all incredible, like this is the song that like that's my go-to song from them. So number 3, Prayer by Disturbed, another band that gets kind of hate on a lot. This song is just, it's so powerful. Just like the message it has, it's incredible.
I freaking love Disturbed.
Prayer off the Believe album is one of my favorite songs, just from them and just period. I can loop that song forever. And then here's where it kind of gets cheating because it is from A Perfect Circle, which shares the same singer as Tool, Maynard James Keenan. Passive, great track. Go listen to it. I feel like all these songs kind of have to speak for themselves. You kind of have to interpret them your own way. And then the final one that I really hadn't gave attention to until recently, Leave Out All the Rest by Linkin Park. Just unfortunately, it took Chester Bennington's passing to really illustrate just how deep some of this music goes, and this song in particular like floored me when I heard it after I heard the news. Like it left such an impact on me that I really can't describe. It's just very much like, why didn't we see this coming kind of way, and as sad as that is, and just like technically really just good to listen to. It's just a great song in general. So yeah, like I said, I have very basic bitch tastes, but that's what I had to kind of put together. Again, the no repeating bands was kind of my downfall because there's a lot of crossover, but I don't know.
No, yeah, that was a good list. Don't think I've heard of
bands.
any of these songs.
I recommend them. They're all kind of downers. they really are. That's just kind of generally what I gravitate to. But that's just, I don't know, that's, I guess, a personal problem. But, or not a problem, but it's just what I gravitate toward. Any honorable mentions? If there was a 6th?
For me, Please Me, Beatles.
Okay.
I felt really bad for not getting a Beatles song out there, but like the Beatles really, it's so weird to say, but like the Beatles and Dolly Parton is how I got introduced to music, and then the Beatles like really changed my life in a sense of after I got into the Beatles, that's when I was inspired to really start playing the guitar and the drums, and it just really opened, and then like it kind of opened my eyes to like a bunch of other stuff, so yeah. I'll always 100% be grateful to them for that.
So my metaphorical number 6, as I mentioned, it has to be the quintessential Photograph by Nickelback.
Yes.
What an incredible track that gets so much hate. No, I'm just kidding. No.
No?
If I no,
bro. Man.
Right.
See, I hate I hate people hating on Nickelback. I love Nickelback.
Like, they're not that bad, but I'm not gonna put it on any of my lists. So if I was gonna go for a legitimate number 6, I don't know. Especially without the no repeating band.
Shout out to Susudio by Phil Collins.
Oh yeah, Phil Collins, dude, a bunch of his stuff.
Phil Collins.
Dude, fuck yeah.
The
Shout out to
Tarzan, Two
Tarzan.
Worlds. Right,
Yes.
right. I see
That's
you.
where it all kind of went off for me. It's like that's kind of like after Tarzan, it kind of was never the same. But I don't know. Yeah, Phil Collins.
I mean, Tarzan is a 10 out of 10 film.
It's up there.
Including the music.
It's up there. It's the Citizen Kane of Disney animation. I don't. Man, I'm trying to think. It's hard.
Yeah,
It like changes day to day. Like you ask me tomorrow, and this list is probably totally different. That's the issue.
my number 6, I'm gonna give it to "Best Friend" by The Drums, just because it's a great song.
That's a good one.
Get in and out, and you feel a certain way after you listen to it.
A certain
I don't
way.
Sometimes I feel happy. Sometimes I feel like, oh, that was a little depressing. But sometimes I just want to dance. And it's
another
great
very
song.
versatile song. I might have to go for another Disturbed song, actually, now that I think about it. Where is it?
Down with the Sickness.
No, that's honestly that's like my least favorite Disturbed song. I know that's like that's like sacrilege. Like everyone loves that album, but yeah, The Sickness is my least favorite Disturbed album. Like I thought it got better and better and better.
Shout out to Sound of Silence though, because
Oh yeah, it's fucking awesome. It got way overplayed, but it's fantastic.
I prefer Disturbed's version, which is crazy because like
No, it's fucking awesome.
I'm totally the person that's like, no, the originals, like those are what matter, but like Disturbed's version is just so the live version of him singing that on Conan
Chills.
is like right. I literally get chills. His voice is so freaking amazing and effortless and so smooth, like
I don't know about effortless, but it
God.
comes off as effortless.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so, and also to backtrack to Phil Collins, I think Disturbed actually is one of the only bands that consistently does covers that are better than the originals. I mean, I love Phil Collins, but the Disturbed version of Land of Confusion is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
They honestly have a very similar voice, so they kind of blend together well. I wouldn't say Shout is probably better, but I'd still give it a shout out. Where's the song I'm thinking of? I'm totally blanking right now.
Phil Collins' cover of You Can't Hurry Love, also fantastic.
Oh yeah. Not Intoxication, which was it?
Shout out to Rush, The Trees. It's an epic song.
Just Rush in general.
A true epic. Yeah, Rush in general.
Yeah, Tom Sawyer, Limelight.
Oh, this was Dragon.
I'm giving my shout out to The Trees.
The Trees. So I finally found it. It's Save Our Last Goodbye. It's off the latest Disturbed album, Immortalized. Just another really emotional song with just really powerful vocals. That whole album's really good. Yeah, that's probably all. We might have to come back to this one when everyone else is here, because I'd like to hear
some more.
Especially if if our moods have changed. Yeah, it's hard to boil it down.
I just want to shout out more people.
End with shout out to Unwell by Maxbox 20. That song is too real, man. Like
I'll have to check that out.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you 100% heard it. But
yeah,
it's too real.
I agree.
What is it called one more time?
I remember the video very vividly.
Unwell
lyrics. Matchbox 20. Okay, yeah, I'll have to give it a listen after we're done here. Any final shout outs before we close?
Last shout out, gotta give it to Johnny Cash. I'm gonna say
So dope.
I Walk the Line.
That's a good one. That's a good shout out. That's a good one. Him in general. So it is time for I Recommend, where one of us recommends to the group something for the others to check out. It can be anything. A couple weeks ago, Matt recommended to us episode 1 of season 1 of the Showtime series Dexter. It seems like I'm the only one who watched it. Is that correct?
I watched a majority of it.
Okay, you watched a majority of it. How did you feel? Because I feel like you didn't actually need to finish it to kind of get the overall sense. Like, what was your opinion at the end?
So I feel like I'm kind of cheating here because my mom was huge into Dexter when it was on. So I've seen like dozens of episodes just, by like osmosis.
Okay.
But I've never seen the first episode, and it really captures like the tone of what's gonna happen in the future. Like it really kind of I know I've heard the last season kind of falls off the boat with what happens, but I feel for the most part it kind of keeps on tone with like how you feel the first episode and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, just from sitting down and actually watching an episode of Dexter, it's Michael C. Hall, right?
That sounds right.
I'm pretty sure his performance in this show, it is Michael C. Hall.
Yeah, Mike C. Hall. Yep.
Is amazing. He is a stage actor. He does stage acting. He was in Hedwig not too long ago. And that's what it felt like when you see him on screen, is that he is an actor, and his facial expressions, that's all you need to see to know this man is great at his craft, because a lot of it is voiceover and like in his head.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get a lot of him interacting with people, and that's kind of his character too. Like he's a creepy person.
Yeah, the whole thing at the beginning it was like, it's like I fake almost all of my human interaction. And like you can tell like every time like what I thought he did really well is like every time he was like talking to someone, like he, you could see that he was uncomfortable. You also see like him trying to illustrate that he was trying to not be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like just in his facial expressions and how he carried himself. Like his performance is definitely great. I just don't feel particularly motivated to continue. I just don't know if I like the premise enough, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of interesting, but like I don't know, just something about it. Just either I don't know, it's just because of how macabre it is or whatever else. But
it's very dark. It's very dark. I would compare it a little bit to Death Note.
Yeah, but Death Note like isn't like, it's all like heart attacks and you hardly ever see it happening. But here he's like cutting the guy's face and he's like drilling. It's like it's very, even though it doesn't show much, it's like the dismembered limbs and stuff. It's very visceral in the emphasis on the blood.
I mean, more in the sense of like the like the game that's being played throughout the series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I guess you don't really get a feel of it in the first episode, but like me just having seen future episodes, I feel like a Death Note vibe, just in the way that things play out and whatnot.
So he does get some opposition.
Oh yeah,
opposition. Okay.
He's running like there's a season. I'm not gonna say anything because I'm not an expert on it, but
okay.
There's later on it gets more like a game, like Light and L almost, or like more like Light and the Kira Task Force.
See, what I love about Death Note is not Light. It is the game, the cat and mouse game, the opposition. I didn't really like Death Note because it's very dark and like I don't know, he's not likable and like he has a god complex and that's not cool. But once he was introduced, like once there was barriers to him and like once there was all this opposition to him, it was riveting. And yeah, I feel like if I could get far enough into this show that was present, I would definitely be there, because I don't sympathize for him, even though he is going after clearly bad people. It's just like, it feels weird. It's like his dad's just like, I'm just gonna teach you how to, kill people, and this is just a thing now. I don't know. I wasn't like craving for him to win, or also this is all just from the first episode, of course, so I can't really judge too deeply. So I just really didn't. I understand why he was doing it. He has like these urges or whatever, and I'm sure that's explored later on, but there just wasn't any compulsion to really see him continue, or to, I don't know, to really support his cause. It's like, yeah, it's really bad people, but just, I don't know, the way he does it. And it's also interesting that like his whole profession like kind of plays into it too. It's kind of like Daredevil, where like he's a lawyer, but he also goes out and like, fights crime. So it's kind of like that dual life, which is interesting. I don't know. I feel like I would need to give it more episodes to really give it, the attention that it obviously deserves.
Yeah, I think so too. I might go back and watch more of it, just because having seen Death Note and now being able to seeing similarities, I'm just longing for more Death Note in my life.
This guy is a better light than the guy in the Netflix show seems to be, or in the Netflix movie, in the sense that he's so unassuming, like nobody thinks like, he's acting the whole time. If that makes sense. Not specific.
Can I also make? I'm gonna call an audible here.
Okay.
I'm gonna make the Netflix Death Note movie required viewing.
Okay. So we got.
I was planning on doing that.
See, I was like, because I love that show so much that it's like, well, it's not going to be better, and everyone's lambasting it, but also, is it going to be entertaining enough, like The Room, to laugh at? So, or is it just going to fall into the all cheerleaders die category, where it's just miserable to watch? So, I don't know. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I do need to watch it. I'm curious. And also, I don't like how they're kind of like making it like Final Destination, like all the blood and gore. It's like, it was all just like heart attacks, and I don't know.
It's really not that much.
Just really not that much? Okay. It's just,
no.
I don't know. Something about that just, I don't know, isn't appealing to me, which is weird, because like blood and stuff doesn't really bother me in other mediums, but when it's like, I don't know, in specific contexts, it kind of isn't entertaining to me. I don't know. I'm really weird. Like, my tastes are really weird, but yeah, that's a really good idea. Definitely, we should do that.
It'll be fun to discuss, because like I've never really watched the anime. Like, I obviously know what Death Note is and like the story,
Yeah.
but I've never really watched it. So this will be like my first experience with Death Note will be in this Netflix movie.
Ooh,
That might be better.
I want that perspective.
Yeah, I want that perspective, and you might be motivated to go watch the anime and be like, wow, this is so much better.
Yeah, I probably will be.
It's probably a better stance to be. It's probably a better perspective to be in, because then you got, the actual good thing to look forward to. So yeah, that's a really good idea. Especially, I don't know. I know Mike has seen it, right? I want to say that.
The show or the movie?
The show.
I believe he has.
I think he has, and there's no way Max has, because he's an anime hater for some reason.
Well, he can watch the movie.
He can watch the movie. I mean, if that suits his fancy. Yeah, really curious to see all of our opinions next week on that one. Any final thoughts on Dexter?
I'll give it more than just the first episode.
Okay, that's. I feel like it. I could definitely see it going places, but just it didn't grab me initially. But neither did Death Note, and that was riveting. So, in that case, this has been episode 7 of Gridlife Digest. Thank you so much for listening. You can head over to gridlifedigest.com to see everything we post, and consider subscribing on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube so you never miss a single topic. We'll be back next Wednesday with another conversation and some impressions straight from PAX West from our own Micah Benfett. Thank you so much, you guys. This was a really solid one.
Yes, it was.
This was great.
All right.
Great conversation.
Have a wonderful rest of your week, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.